Welcome back into the QB Huddle podcast. We are live at Chop Sports McKinney, just off 121. So get your butts down here. We've got food, drinks, and shots, and more shots. I am joined by my podcast partner, Brandon Newey, and Lauren, the magician, Morales. We got shots, folks. I'm not going to do any, but we got some. Now, before we get too far along in this, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves. Some of the people here in the bar might not know us. Some of the people watching might not know who we are. So just a quick second. Again, my name is Tim Smith. I played football from high school to minor league to pro arena. I've also coached in high school, minor league, and pro arena. Right here in Texas, I coached the Texas Revolution and the North Texas Bulls. I've got a box full of jewelry, and yes, I played quarterback, a little bit of wide receiver along the way. I also have the distinct privilege of doing color commentary for the Marcus Marauders, and in real life, I'm a BD salesman for the J.D. Hawkins physician recruitment firm. Brandon, tell the folks about yourself.
Dude, that was a long list.
Appreciate it.
Wow.
Very distinguished.
Hell of a resume.
Well, people don't know me. Brandon Newey, come out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Played ball at UCO and Southeastern. Shout out to my teammate at XO over there. Man, I had a lot of success playing quarterback. Played 10 years after college, minor league, arena, from LA all the way to Texas and Oklahoma. I was a 7-time champ. I was a 5-time MVP. Currently right now, I'm a senior director of recruiting at J.D. Hawkins, working with Tim, my guy. And also my small business known as a QB Whisperer. For 12 years in the DFW Metro, I work with pro, college, high school, and youth quarterbacks. That's my passion, man.
And one of your quarterbacks just won the state title, Chris Jimerson. With the North Crowley, what's the name? North Crowley
Panthers. Man,
there you go.
Team in the country, dude.
Right, going.
Yes.
He's going to play right here at North Texas next year. Lauren, it's your turn, man.
Hey, it's my turn. Y'all heard him say it. They call me the magician. I still play football. I'm very escapable, when it comes to the pocket. Don't have as much of a fancy resume as you guys. I took a different football path. But I host the Backyard Podcast. I'm the owner of the local team, Collin County Crash. I still play football for them. So shout out to my Crash folks down there. Hopefully they come through today.
Sure, man.
Get on down here, have yourself a couple drinks. I joined the QB Huddle podcast a couple weeks ago, right? It's been great since, so thanks for having me there. I hit the peak of my football career with playing indoor. Got me a national championship, if you will, in the indoor. So that was great. And I'm glad to be here talking, football with some, other quarterbacks that are like-minded. So it's great. Yeah, look forward to it.
Awesome. Well, look, man, it is Championship Sunday. We've got a big day. This is our first live pregame show on location. We've got some special guests. We're going to do some trivia. So let's get into it. First off, I'd like to bring in our first special guest. His name is Jacob Dadamore. Jacob is my broadcast partner on Friday nights. He's the play-by-play guy. He also has his own radio show that centers around NCAA football on the Ticket on Saturday mornings and works in the media inside of the Cowboys room. Jacob, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Tell us a little bit about that show you do on Saturday mornings.
Well, besides having to carry Tim on high school football broadcasts, what I also do...
Shots fired.
Shots!
What I also do, I produce the Musers. It's the morning drive program Monday through Friday here on the Ticket in Dallas. And yes, I do co-host, I should say, the College Football Tailgate, which is a Saturday morning show from 10 to noon during the college football season. We just had our season finale yesterday, since we had the national championship on Monday. And that's basically me in a nutshell.
Well, we appreciate someone of your stature joining the QB Huddle podcast. You've been on the show before. You've been on the Couch Coach before, so welcome. Now, you talked about the national championship. You are a huge Longhorns fan.
Massive.
I'm
Alumnus.
a Longhorn fan. I was at we were at the Longhorn-Ohio State game.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Man, we're going to dive into this just briefly, this national championship game. OSU completely demolished Notre Dame. Tell us why the Longhorns won and what happened in that national title game, Jacob.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Ohio State was the most talented team in college football from day one, okay? And I don't think anybody who really follows the sport would have questioned that. From top to bottom, they had the most talent of everybody. And I think what you saw in the playoff was that really for the first time for any major stretch this year, they played to their paper is basically what they did. They came in, they smoked Tennessee despite what happened to them against that Michigan game. I go back to what happened against Michigan. I know that made you real happy, Tim.
Careful what you say next.
That Michigan game still just absolutely boggles my mind because I cannot understand, other than Michigan just being in the heads of Ohio State as a program, how that game happened the way it did. It really shouldn't have gone that way, but it did. It happened. They caught all kinds of hell for it, to the point where Ohio State fans, who are insane, by the way, they are the Eagles fan base of college football. They are garbage, but they just went nuts, and he wanted his job threatened. He had to have security for 24-hour security around his family. He had to pull his kids out of school. People were threatening. People were going up to his kids in class, not just students, teachers. People were sending his wife unsolicited text messages telling her that her husband should kill himself. No lie, this happened.
All that should be put to bed now with the national championship.
It should
win.
be. What happened in that playoff, though, was it was like a wake-up call, and they actually played to their talent level. The Texas game was close. Texas had an opportunity there at the end to possibly tie the game, and we would have seen what happened from there. But Ohio State made the plays. Even in the national championship against Notre Dame, you saw maybe as perfect an opening drive as Notre Dame could have asked for, and Ohio State made adjustments and said, "Okay, we see what you're doing now. We'll fix that." And they ran off 31 straight points.
Sure did.
I give credit to Notre Dame for coming back and making it somewhat of a game in the fourth quarter. But the bottom line was, Ohio State was the most talented team in this country from start to finish, and they showed it in the playoff. And tip your hat to them. Give them credit because they earned it.
Well, $20 million roster, you better win
100%. Yeah, they spent the money.
Put them on blast.
They spent the money that they needed to.
Still couldn't beat Michigan.
I know.
National chumps. What do you say about this?
I thought the Cotton Bowl was the national championship.
I agree.
Same. I agree. I thought whoever won that game,
it wasn't it.
I thought whoever won that game was going to win the national championship.
Right.
But again, I give Notre Dame credit for, rebounding in that game and making it, at least making Ohio State fans at least sweat a little.
Lauren, how'd you feel about the game?
Man, just some quick points, man. Notre Dame fought hard. I agree with you. But there's no way you're going to be able to sustain 9 carries in the first drive by your quarterback. You're not going to be able to sustain that. He was gassed. You can't. It just looked like if they came back and scored, it was a wrap. I do applaud them for coming back, but you can't sustain that kind of productivity. 9 rushes, come on. You're at that point, 7 drives, 72 times to run the ball? No, come on.
They're clearly outmatched. Well, that national championship game is over. It is Championship Sunday for the NFL. But here in the last couple of weeks, we've had some coaching changes. So Lauren's going to go ahead and exit. Jacob, we're going to need you to stay with us because we need some of that Cowboy insider. And we're going to welcome now another guest, is XO, who's going to come from us from the Couch Coach. This is a guy that's extremely talented. He wants to open up for Genuine. He is a singer, rapper, entertainer extraordinaire, and sadly, a Vikings fan. But welcome to the show, XO.
Jeez, had to throw the slug there.
Glad to be back with my boys, talking a little football this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Welcome. Well, man, let's start with these coaching changes. Really, I want to go with you, Jacob, just briefly, because the Cowboys, let's just be frank, they're a shit show. And they hired an internal candidate that didn't call plays last year as an offense coordinator. We brought in Eberflus as the DC. I'm not completely hating it. Yeah, I'm not completely hating that. I think the Bears always seem to have a good defense with him there. But, man, give us the inside. What have you heard, and why are we getting Schottenheimer as our head coach?
I think you're seeing Schottenheimer for 2 reasons. One, you're correct. The coaching search was a bit of a joke. I think it was because Jerry was not prepared to hire a new coach. He legitimately thought that Mike McCarthy was going to come back. But during their conversations the week after the season ended, they couldn't come to an agreement on contractual terms. My personal belief is that he kind of shortchanged him on how long the contract would be. There is a lot of reporting out there that he wanted Mike to bring Jason Witten onto his staff like he did in 2020, and Mike said, "I'm not doing that." And in the end, Mike said, "I'm out." He was a free agent. He didn't have, he is pursuing other job opportunities. He's probably going to get interviewed for the Saints position, which is the only one left. But Mike McCarthy is going to coach in the NFL again. I have no doubt about that. And I think Jerry was caught off guard. I really do. I think he was not prepared for this, and I think that's what led to a very haphazard coaching search. I think Jerry has never valued a head coach. He has never placed monetary value or really just overall culture importance on who he hires as his head coach. After Jimmy left, you look at the people he's hired since Jimmy Johnson left the organization. He took a chance one time with Bill Parcells for a guy that not only would demand but needed control,
right,
but also could potentially outshine him as the face of the franchise. When that didn't work, he said, I'm never doing it again. And he never has.
He never has.
He never has done it again, and he never will. And so I think when you look at who he talked to over the course of this last week and a half, I honestly wasn't sure. We've been kind of expecting this Schottenheimer thing maybe to happen. It tells you how kind of how they feel about it, at least how they know the public perceives it by the fact that they dropped it on a Friday news dump at 9 o'clock at night on a Friday night instead of on Sunday afternoon. You know, I mean, yeah, look, I am more than willing, and I think everybody should give Brian Schottenheimer an opportunity to see what he can do, because this is, and he's honestly the guy I feel the most sorry for in this whole thing, because this is his first head coaching job. He's getting it with the Dallas Cowboys, and yet he is going to enter this job with zero support from the public or the fan base because of how the search was conducted.
Sure.
And that's Jerry and Steven's fault, 100%. Why they don't want a coach that will demand. They don't want a coach that is going to demand control, because Jerry refuses to give up control of things. They don't want a coach that is going to be the face of the franchise. They also don't want a coach that demands money, because Jerry has never paid his head coaches market value, ever. He never has. For whatever reason, in the one area,
very passionate.
Well, I'm just saying, the one area where he could actually flex his financial might, he refuses to do so for whatever reason. And it's astounding to me that they continue to operate their business in such a way that does not produce results, and yet they refuse to change how they do it.
Well, they're the Cubs of the NFL. I've been saying it for a couple of years. Before we get to UXO,
Cubs have won a title in the last 30 years.
We go around the horn, shots fired. Newey, you had a very personal coaching change in San Francisco. Robert Saleh,
we back
baby. In the mix. Talk about that before XO brings us around the carousel.
I was really hoping the Cowboys would hire. I was hoping the Cowboys would take him as a DC.
We're back.
That's it.
There's nothing else to say.
Okay.
He was the number one defensive coordinator.
Okay.
During his reign, we were number one, number two defense. I'm happy. Now, Kyle, do your damn job.
All right.
Call the right players.
Now, XO, your coach has been extended, and there's been a lot of movement. Talk about it. Inform the people, if they don't know, what's changed in the NFL in the last 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, the one thing that hasn't changed since we're here is the Dallas Cowboys.
We're still talking about those Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, but it's necessary, you know what I mean? Because they failed on one big thing. The timing was so bad, right? When you look at the coaching carousel, it's not just about the head coach. You need coordinators. You need an offensive line coach. You need a linebacker coach. And you can't look for the 7th or 8th best option. You can't afford to do that. And that was a problem for me, and you need to change. I think you need to be able to say, this is different. And it won't feel different next year.
It's not going to feel different.
Jerry's jacking around.
It's going to feel worse.
Jerry's jacking around probably lost him maybe the best coach on the staff in Al Harris.
But, you know, another big move that happened to me, man, and it's a crazy story that I don't think people are talking about enough. The New York Jets drafted Aaron Glenn. They drafted him.
It's a great move.
And now he's the head coach.
Is it a great move?
I like it.
It's a great move because guess what? You got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So as long as you got Josh Allen, I need somebody who can dial up a game one time in the playoffs, in the snow, dial me up a game to beat Josh Allen. So that's why that's good. Everything else is going to be about him getting really good coordinators, but you got to beat Josh Allen. I love that move for the Jets. Aaron Glenn's awesome for me.
Okay.
Is that your favorite move?
That's my
far?
No. That's not my favorite move. Favorite move is in division. Mike Vrabel's going to completely stabilize that team. Him going back to the Patriots is absolutely insane for the whole NFL. They got a quarterback of the future. They have a lot of money.
Right.
There's just so many routes that they can go, how they can move in free agency, how they can move in the draft, especially if they're going to continue to do the Patriot way. We know Vrabel believes in that. So this team's going to be really, really good fast.
All right. Well, hey, we're gonna get into some trivia for the first time today. Lauren, come get one of these microphones, And we're going to get out into the trivia. Go ahead, Lauren.
Who
Somebody
can
raise
catch
your
up with
hand
me?
if you
Everybody catch up with
think
me?
you know
I
the
think we
answer
got
to
a
the
couple
question.
people.
You don't know what the question is yet.
man.
Raise your hand to get a free shot. Here's your shot. Lauren Morales, pick somebody. Ask
We're
them a
going.
question.
We're moving, man. We're moving around. Let me see. I'm out here in the stands. I got some people that are ready to go. Let's see if we can get a couple. How you doing, man? You want to do a little trivia today? So, QB Huddle podcast. We're doing our thing out here, right? Shout out to Chop Sports Mckinney. What they do here is something called Shot Wars. They got a shot wall. More importantly, they got a shot wheel. You can probably see it here behind me. We're gonna ask a couple questions. We got a couple people lined up. Your first question is going to be, which teams have won the most Super Bowls? I need you to give me at least 2 of the teams.
Uh-oh.
No Googling.
Can't chat GPT
Patriots and who?
this, man.
Wrong. You got one. I'm gonna give you a second chance to get the second team, but the Patriots is right. It's just I like that answer. You know what? He got one of the 2. That's all that matters, and I like the second answer. It's not the Cowboys. So how about we take a walk? It is the Patriots. Anyone else? The fans? Let me see if I can catch another. Steelers. Perfect. Now we got 2 people. We got no cheating. No cheating. So now we got 2 shots coming up for answers.
We got 2
parts.
shots. Get the wheel.
Yeah. We take a
Somebody
shot.
grab the
We're gonna do a
wheel.
Shot wheel? No, she's gonna pass, so we're gonna keep the one shot here with this lucky
Get the
fan right
shot
here.
wheel.
What's your name?
Bryson.
Who you going for today? Eagles or Commanders?
I'm going for the Eagles.
Chiefs or Bills?
Bills all day.
Bills. Oh, see, we
Woo,
were friends.
Bills Mafia in the house.
Come on, let's go over here and spin this wheel. How about that? So we're in the stands. We're Chop Sports. Get a look at this venue, man. It's nice. Come out. Join us. Come join us. All right? So they do this shot wheel here. We're going to keep it fun here. Got
So-
a lot of stuff going on here. You ever done this before?
No.
No? No, I've never done a wheel, period. So let's see what it looks like. Let's get this shot in here.
Hey, Devin, can y'all hear us? Better? You can't hear us.
Barely. Fire and ice. What you think? You gonna take it?
Sounds good.
Let's knock it out. They're gonna get him set up. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, we're gonna go back to you guys. We're gonna get another question here later. We have another one, or we heading back?
That's it for now, Lauren.
That's it. We'll jump back for more questions later, man. We're gonna go back to the QB Huddle gang, and I'm gonna join them here in a second, man. Appreciate it. That's the first question of many.
Excellent job.
Nice.
Excellent job. We have a winner.
Stuff.
So in typical QB Huddle fashion, we are going to get into a little bit of last week's game. We had those divisional playoff games last week. First up was the Rams versus the Eagles. Brandon, why don't you tell us your quick breakdown of what happened in that game and how did the Eagles come out victorious?
I've always said West Coast teams have a really hard time traveling across the country, playing in not so good weather, right? But also, we found out Matt Stafford had broken ribs since week 14.
4 of
They
them.
were banged up, right? Rams couldn't stop the run just like they couldn't stop the last matchup. Saquon went off completely. And when you do that, you sustain drives. The Rams have to play catch up, forcing them to throw the ball. Now, despite the Rams actually sacked Jalen Hurts 7 times, it's pretty good. That young D-line is damn good. But the QBs were banged up. I mean, it was just a tough stretch. Saquon ran it out, and that was it.
Yeah, the difference
was
in the
over,
game
though.
certainly
It
was
was the run.
Saquon
It was
Barkley.
the run.
And
You can't stop him. It's a wrap.
no, if you can't stop Saquon or
No
take the
suffocation.
run game out
Yeah.
of the equation, the Eagles are tough to stop. They probably have one of the best offensive lines in all of football.
Right.
What did you see,
Yeah,
Lauren,
I'll
in
say
that
y'all,
game?
y'all cheating at my notes? Y'all looking at my
We
notes?
didn't. Not
It's
at
real
all.
simple, man.
It's
It's real
pretty
simple.
obvious.
Saquon runs for 202 touchdowns. Do I have to say the score?
No.
Right,
no.
the Eagles are going to win.
Doesn't matter.
Regardless, doesn't matter what stat line. If he goes for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns,
Right.
Come on, let's for those that bet out there, he want us some money.
Right.
Take the over. Take the over.
Oh, jeez. What were your thoughts, Stefan? That was a fun game. Hopefully you tuned in.
I mean, I think the stories about Saquon, but I think we saw an absolute show from the defensive line. Jalen Carter showed every bit of the reason why the Bears should have drafted him.
Period.
And now he's tearing it up for the Eagles for the next decade. He took over the game. I mean, on the other side of the ball, I mean, Verse did his thing, and he showed you why he could easily be Defensive Player of the Year.
Period.
But, I mean, we just saw an absolute show. It was a nightmare. They couldn't get anything going, and Jalen Carter took over that game just like he might do today.
Hey, Mr. Carter, where
He's
you
a
been?
beast. You should have got him,
Absolutely.
Bear fans. You should have got
The
him.
next game from the NFC certainly was a surprise to me. I'm sure surprised a lot of the watchers. That Washington Lions game, the Lions come in and the number 1 seed. They came in with 6 starters out. So the question is, to me, was it the defensive starters that were out, or was Jaden Daniels that good? And I'm going to submit folks, at this table right now that Jaden Daniels is just that good. He's the most poised, athletic quarterback maybe that we've ever seen come into the NFL, especially as a rookie.
Did you just admit that?
I did, because most
like
rookie
it.
Your
quarterbacks.
style? You
Most-
see
I
that?
like
Get
it.
to
Now-
all
now-
your
he's changing
style.
it.
Now listen,
He's changing it.
Exactly. Why does the pocket passing loving Tim Smith love Jaden Daniels? Because this is a guy that has unbelievable athleticism, but doesn't depend on it. He runs when he wants to. He can throw from the pocket. He can go from 1 to 4 and back to 1 without issue. This guy is playing next level. So I think Jaden Daniels completely was the difference last week. Where were you at, Stefan?
I think one thing we got to stop in the NFL is this week for coaches. The boys wasn't focused. Aaron Glenn was not focused. Ben Johnson was not focused. He was trying
Agreed.
to prepare for his biggest check of his life. And if I'm trying to prepare for the biggest check of my life, I really don't care about what happens in this game.
Facts.
And it showed. They played their Super Bowl against the Vikings, and it was over.
I don't know. That sounded like a little Viking
It's a little
sadness
bit,
in
but
there.
but the NFL, y'all gotta do something to change this. It's not fair. That's the reason
I
why
agree.
it's so easy for the Chiefs. Because guess what? Those coordinators ain't going nowhere.
Right.
all.
They don't want to. They
At
want
all.
to stay there because they're smart. But if you never had that head coaching job, you want to be able to get you a good job.
Right.
And it starts from having a really good team. So I don't need that off week of me trying to prepare for my resume. I don't like it.
There you go. Kellen Moore was interviewing last week, if anybody didn't know that. So the Eagles could be in that same type of predicament. Lauren, what did you see last week in that Lions-Washington game?
Dude, I keep it simple, but I saw a rookie. I saw a rookie doing non-rookie things.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay, it's
Playing
real
like a 10-year
simple.
vet.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden's making, you hate to say history, but yeah, he's a part of it now. There's
Right.
very few quarterbacks that have done what he's done.
Yeah.
He took down Baker. I was against him. We did
Man.
our cast. I was against him. I thought Baker was going to
Same.
take that
Thought
out.
Baker was gonna
You know what I
do
mean? Baker didn't play terrible, but, and now the Super Bowl pretenders, yeah, I said it, the pretenders, because that's what the Lions are becoming. That's what they're becoming,
Oh.
Can Goff get it done? We'll get it later. But they're starting to develop a trend. These Lions that people are talking about.
Rawr.
They're all hoorah, and that's fun. But
To the
where does that
playoffs.
all go when the balloon gets popped in the playoffs? And they got to get over the hump. They got to get over the hump these next couple years. It's make or break for them.
Definitely.
We know
Love it.
how long they've been building up for it. So yeah, man, like it was a Washington. It's nothing on the Lions, but they got to step up and get over the hump.
Sure enough. I know you were loving that game. I know you love you some Jaden Daniels. What did you see last week?
I do. He's a very talented young quarterback. He plays with great poise, but just what Lauren Lowe was saying, man, it was only a matter of time before the balloon popped on the Detroit Lions.
Sure.
I've said this. Too many injuries to overcome. Granted, you did have home field advantage, but it's hard to overcome when you turn the ball over 5 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
That's incredibly challenging, especially in the playoffs. I thought Washington displayed an ability to sustain drives, right? Keep that offense off the field. That defense was tired. They're depleted. Then they had a key injury in the first half, which really took them out. But Jared Goff, once again, man, he struggles when the run game's not hitting.
Sure
That's
does.
just who he is.
Yeah.
Right? He's a great quarterback. But at the end of the day, you get paid a lot of money. When that run game is away, we got to see what you can do.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to make plays, because if you can't make plays in the playoffs, it's going to cripple. And that's what happened.
Facts.
Washington crippled.
Well,
over with.
let's focus on the AFC a little
Exactly.
bit. This game was a little bit of a yawner for me. The Texans played better than I thought, but KC taking on the Texans last week. Mahomes made some plays now.
Right.
Throwing the ball, falling down, right, almost face down on the ground and hits Kelsey in the end zone.
That was amazing.
I mean, Mahomes did what Mahomes does in the playoffs. I didn't take a lot from that game except they were supposed to win, right? Lauren,
Right.
what did you think coming out of that game? How did you feel about the Chiefs?
You said it again. I keep seeing being short and sweet and people are rolling in. Y'all see
Yeah,
this?
they are.
Great.
There's a lot of people coming in Chop
guys,
Sports.
they're all coming
But
in
man,
here now.
Patty took care of business. That's what happened.
Right.
Like we need to stop drawing these out. Is it a yawner? I just like seeing the man play. But he took care of business. He relied on his Hall of Fame tight end who came out of nowhere, right? We know
Right.
now he's now managing he wants to play longer. So clearly the through the season down, whatever.
Right.
Where's he at now? It's what matters in the playoffs, right? When you
Sure.
go to three
Absolutely.
Super Bowls, yeah, I said it, when you go to 3, right? Kind of foreshadowing, right? He got the job done. Full stop period, man. Mahomes did his thing. He's gonna do it again today. So.
Period.
Do you feel the same?
Absolutely.
You feel the same?
Yes. I
All
mean,
right.
look. Mahomes is 20-0 in cold weather games at home. 20-0.
20-0.
20-0.
20-0. How cold is it in Kansas City today? We need a weather report.
Hella cold.
Hey, he's gonna hit that number right there next. Gonna hit that number right there
We
next.
need that.
The
You got that
2-1.
piss me off
The
weather. You
2-1.
walk
Right?
outside and get mad for no reason.
What did you feel coming out of that game, XO?
Now, situational football killed the Texans all year long.
Yes.
It's the reason why as soon as the season over, they were like, hey, slow it. You have a great mind. You're creative. Get out of here, because you kept failing us in times when we needed you.
Right.
And that's the one thing the Chiefs don't do. You know what I mean? They always can bail themselves out. They got a player that can bail themselves out. Stroud is close, but he's not there. You need a lot of good things
Tank
to be
Dell was
happening for
missed.
Stroud. You need a lot of good things to be happening for Stroud. You know what I mean?
Diggs.
And
Diggs,
Tank Dell
too.
was missed, but you know what? Those wide receivers behind them,
They're
showed
good.
up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hutchinson showed
Thank
up.
you.
Woods, they
Thank
showed up
you.
the
Yeah.
last couple
Thank
games.
you.
They out-
So I don't want
they
to
outgained them in total yards
The
and still
coaching
lost.
just hurt them. Like, bro, they outgained them.
And time of possession.
Time of possession.
And you still
You
lost.
still
passed more,
lost.
you run
Only
more, and
stat
you still
that matters
lost.
is the W.
Oh, my God.
They find a way. Magic
on,
pattern.
find a way.
keep getting away with this.
Here was the best game of the weekend and the game that everybody was looking forward to. Even though the MVP ballot had already been cast, the Bills-Ravens last week. I'm going to say, and everybody disagrees with me, but I'm going to say it anyway, those early turnovers were a big piece of the game.
Was it?
The drops was a big piece of the game, but it can't come down to that last 2-point conversion. You shouldn't be turning the ball over. The one difference between Josh and Lamar last weekend was Josh protected the football. Now, I'm going to say this. I have yet to see the Bills be aggressive offensively in these playoffs. If they don't come out aggressive today and they stand back and play not to lose, they'll probably lose. I need to see more aggression. It almost bit them last week, but I was really impressed that the Bills went in and got that victory, caused those 2 early turnovers by Lamar, and that, unfortunately, does that hurt Lamar's legacy? I say no. He still had a great season. Turnovers happen. No. But it wasn't all on the tight end, guys. It wasn't. We can't blame the Hall of Fame tight end Mark Andrews for 1 play or 2 plays in an entire game of football. Great job last week. Great game. I'm going to get off my soapbox. Lauren, go ahead.
Yes, we
what
can.
did you see in the Bills-Ravens
Yes,
game?
we can blame him because all these people and these nice people and all these viewers, they don't know what you're talking about on these other fumbles. Because what everyone is going to remember is that damn drop at the end. So roll out to the right.
Wasn't
where
even a good throw.
Like Cam Newton said on his.
What
Shout
a
out
good
to
throw,
him.
Tim.
Why do you give Lamar Jackson only
Disrespect.
26 yards? You rolled him to the right. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Give him the
such a
full
hard
53.
throw.
And it's a hard throw, but he made
Hard
it.
throw.
He hit you where? Okay, my bad. As a quarterback, my fault. I hit you in the chest.
It didn't really hit him
My
in the
bad,
chest.
hit
It
you in
kind
the
of hit
chest.
him in the thigh.
No.
But
He went
continue.
down all weird. Stay on your
I wish
feet,
we had
catch
a
the
pick,
ball.
B. If we
You're,
had a pick of this,
you're a
this
quote
pick
unquote
right
Hall
here.
of Fame tight end. He
No,
does
no,
good
no.
I'ma
stuff.
catch it.
Catch the ball. He made too many mistakes. Catch the ball. And
Okay.
because of that, Lamar gave him a nice
Look, it's
send-off.
a ball. I'ma
Go
catch
get
it.
something,
That's your
Josh.
Go
job.
get something.
Go
get something.
Josh. Go
He
win
still
Okay.
believed in him. He still believed in him.
Still.
But you know
That's the
what?
right
Great
thing
leader.
to say, though. You have to say that.
Man,
Great
let me
leader.
tell you something.
He's a great leader.
I'm glad I had a week to let this digest.
Yes.
Because early in the week, I'm in every chat. Like
Weren't we
tripping.
all?
Y'all not gonna play about 8. Y'all not gonna play with me about 8. I'm not trying to hear this. What do you mean? He's the greatest ever. But then I'm like, hold on.
Oh, greatest ever.
Hold on now.
He is.
You didn't have this many turnovers in the regular season.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And and now there's a pattern that's happening that we have to address. Because I can't just, regardless of your greatness, Lamar, look, I love you, but there's a pattern that we have to address.
Save it.
So now we just need that game to where there was no excuses. Because
Dak
now
pattern.
you know you need that game. You know you need that game to where there was no excuses. It was not on you. I don't care about that last drive because, trust me, do y'all remember? The Baltimore Ravens have lost a lot of one-score games.
A lot.
lot.
Even before.
Lot.
Even before.
I wish I had that stat.
Lamar Jackson.
It's
They've had
incredible.
heartbreakers, man, where they beat themselves. It's not the other way around.
I think the Chiefs are 16 and 0 in one possession
Well, look,
situations. Just saying.
this brings
Just
us.
saying.
This is a perfect segue
Maybe
right
like
into our
7.
Lamar Jackson legacy conversation. The guy is probably going to win another MVP, and honestly, we know the MVP is a media award voted
Is
on
it?
by the sports writers.
It's a
I really
regular
don't care
season
about it.
award. It's
a
I really
regular
think
season
Saquon
award.
should have gotten it. But as far as the playoffs, let me drop this for y'all. Lamar's 3-5 in the playoffs. He's yet to really put together a solid playoff performance without this. 13 total touchdowns, but 11 total turnovers in those playoff games. before he can make that ascension to the next level, he simply can't turn the ball over in a playoff game.
You talking
That's
about Dak?
where I'm at.
You talking about Dak?
Well, I mean,
my bad.
I mean,
Lamar,
it's
sorry.
we're getting the same
Apologies.
thing, right? You get
Not really.
super
Dak
Lamar,
been in for 10 years.
not turning over
Lamar
the
been in
ball,
for
Lamar, and then in the playoff game, he does some stuff that you're thinking. I mean, he was reckless on that fumble. He was reckless.
He was.
To me, he is
Put
a
it away.
great
Put it
player.
away,
He
period.
is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He is going to be one of the best quarterbacks that we've ever seen, and from an athletic standpoint, he might be the top guy. But until you can win in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. That's where I'm at with Lamar. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right. So,
Uh-oh, here we go.
So you bring up the playoff record of 3-5 in 7 years. He's been to an AFC title game. There's one particular Hall of Fame quarterback that everybody loves, had the same record in year 7. Sir Peyton Manning.
Okay.
All right. I don't think his legacy is tarnished. I don't think it's his playoff success. It's not good yet, right? I mean, he wins 80% of his games, but 30% in the playoffs. I think right now he's got to limit the turnovers. As big as a fan I am, you can't press, because I've went back and watched these games. He presses every single playoff game.
He does.
He does.
He presses, and you don't have to. All you have to do is do what got you here. Take what the defense gives you, sustain drives, limit your turnovers, right? Take the check down if needed. I think Lamar has got to stay away from trying to be Superman, even though he is. He's just got to dial back a little bit and do the things that's got you there. The things that's got you there is consistency, right? He's consistent. My man actually threw his second interception that was on him in the entire stretch. We're talking about 19 games already,
man.
and you only threw two picks
Come on.
the entire season. That was literally on you, right? He's just got to get over the hump. Tested what XO said, man. We've got to find a way to put that one game together, similar to the game when Peyton Manning faced Brady, and Brady threw the pick, and Peyton got over the hump, went to Miami, and the rest was history, right? But before that game, we were all questioning Peyton Manning. Can he get it?
Could he win the big game? From college on. He couldn't beat
I mean,
Florida.
let's be
Yeah.
real too.
Right?
Mahomes has made it look very easy the last
Well,
few years.
well,
So
Mahomes
it's not
is-
normal, guys. Super Bowls going to them is not normal. Plus,
true.
going to them once, twice, possibly 3. Come on, like
I mean,
it's not normal.
Mahomes is literally 7-0 in divisional rounds and 17 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's insane.
That's great.
And he's 7 for 7 in game-winning drives in the playoffs. And the next to him is Tom Brady at 46%. You've got to be kidding me. And there's only been 125 game-winning drives in the playoffs.
Hey
Okay.
Tim,
And
that's
he's
lots of
100%
pros.
in
That's
it.
lots of pros.
That's
Tim.
crazy.
That's lots of
I like
pros
that fun
on
fact.
that guy. But
Just drop the mic.
Go ahead and let's hear what you got to say about Mr.
Come
All
on.
right, so listen, we're here live at Chop Sports McKinney, the QB Huddle podcast, and we all got an editorial. The three of us up here have an editorial that we've come up with on our own. Brandon's going to be the first one. His editorial simply is about Patrick Mahomes getting hit in the face. So let's hear it. Why does Patrick Mahomes need to take a hit?
'Cause this is football. This isn't flag football.
Tell them.
All right? This isn't flag football. All right? I'm tired of the softness. I get it. You're amazing. You got an unorthodox style of playing. You're 7-0 in a divisional round, 17 touchdowns. You haven't thrown a pick. Really, you're the most clutch quarterback of all time. But right now, your ability is getting outweighed from some of the BS that you do. Flopping? We're flopping now? Are we flopping? Don't y'all hate the flops? You got to admit it, right? You hate the flops. It's
Y'all don't
ridiculous.
have to just agree with him.
Yeah,
Y'all don't have to
to
agree.
agree with him 'cause he has a mic.
I'm sick of it, man. My light-skinned brother, Pat Mahomes. I need you to drop a pair, and if you're going to take the hit, give it out. But if you're going to get out of bounds, get the hell out, man. Stop playing, right? These guys can really hurt you. And the way the speed of the game is now, hey, man, you may want to step your ass out of bounds. Now, me personally, I'm sick of seeing it. I like Mahomes when it comes to 2 minutes, but I won't watch anything else before that.
I wish I had a yellow flag.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
So I can
Throw
throw
the
it
damn
at you.
flag.
So I can throw it at you.
Throw it. In
So I
the
can
most
throw it
crucial
at you.
moments, what
Roughing
happens?
the passer.
So I can throw it at you.
I'm
Tim,
flop,
yeah, hit
I'ma
him a
fall
little
off
bit.
the couch. Oh, ref, he hit me.
I'm all for it.
Oh.
I'm all for
You're a
it.
quarterback, man.
All for
Be
it.
a dog, man. I need
Wow.
my quarterback to have linebacker mentality. He's got the mentality, but stop flopping. Can we stop flopping? please.
What Mahomes got
Don't
in
y'all
his
hate
bag. That's in his bag.
Do you
man.
hate it?
That's in
we
his
all
bag.
hate it. Raise your hands
We
if you
hate
hate
it.
it.
We
If
hate
you
it.
hate
We hate
it.
it.
Coach Harris, I know you over here. Don't you hate when that happens, when your quarterback flop, even though a flag could go on him? Oh, see.
Yeah, see, use the rules. I like it. I like
Protect
it.
Absolutely.
yourself. Get out of bounds. Period.
But if he can protect himself while getting extra
But
15
why
yards,
try to
I'm not
fake
mad at that.
going out of bounds, then go back in to gain another 2 yards, and then get hit in a penalty? That's not cool.
Brandon, I'll ask you one question.
Come
You're
on,
the
man.
defensive coordinator of the
taking
Bills.
his- I'm taking his
Are
head
you
off.
going to take a 15-yarder just for the
Absolutely.
hell
We're
of it?
setting the tone immediately. Set the tone immediately. Set the tone immediately.
I think those are called bounties.
That's all right. Hey, we didn't have to talk.
be
We
your
didn't
last
have to talk.
coaching
We
job.
didn't have to talk about it in the locker room.
As quick as you got
But
that
I
job,
just give you
just
that
lost
wink.
it.
That's right.
You know what to do. I give you that wink.
my
Yeah, I
goodness.
need that. I need that to happen because right now, it's crippling the game and it's crippling defensive players to really just do what they do best. We all grew up in an era where, hey man, you can hit the quarterback, period. And to be honest, as a former quarterback, when I used to get hit, it used to fire me up.
Fire you up, man.
It fired me up, bro,
How
because it let
quickly
me
can
know
you
I'm in the
get up?
game. I'm not playing 7-on-7. This isn't flag.
Yeah.
This isn't powder puff. Come on now.
How quick were you to get up every time?
Every time.
First one up.
Every time.
I helped the
Don't
defender
matter.
up. I helped the
And if I
defender
threw a pick, I'm trying to chase him down.
I'm getting it.
And I'm getting a hit.
I'm getting it.
I want my ball back.
Yes. It's
Oh,
my
my
fault. Let
goodness.
me fix this real quick.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We've all made tackles as quarterbacks.
Have you, Tim?
I don't know. What's that?
Oh, that's
Did
a
you
good
get
question.
ran over? I need some film.
Hey
for
now,
that one.
film for that
I
one.
need
hey
some
now,
film.
Hey now, well, I got some.
See, you got the
I got
film
some
on
of my
Tim?
old teammates
I
right
need
here
some
in the
film.
bar. They know.
I got a
need
feeling.
some
They
I got
know.
a feeling he looked like yours.
I need some
Take
film.
it
like you
easy.
was
Why
last
don't
week.
you take it easy?
Fellas.
Take
what a
it
slug.
easy.
Welcome
man.
in. Welcome
Take it.
in.
We got people
Dallas
coming
Hippie
in.
crew coming in.
Once again,
Showing
fellas,
love.
we are live at Chop Sports McKinney, and it is trivia time. As XO is going to get into the crowd, and he's going to ask trivia for shots. Shots.
We're here
Let's
at
go.
Chop, man. Check me out. This is trivia. It's trivia for a shot. This one's going to be kind of difficult, and I'm going to give y'all a little glimpse of this. Look, I wouldn't dare be in cowboy country wearing this jersey, all right? I'm not a fan, but I believe in my Texas quarterbacks, all right? This is that RG3, okay? I vibe with that. We got two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes. We know where they're from, right? But does anybody know where the other two guys are from? That's Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen. This is for the shot. This is for a chance to spin the wheel for the shot. We got somebody.
Spin the wheel.
We got somebody right over here, my man. Do you know the answer? Where are Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen from?
They both from California.
Hey,
It's
we got a winner.
correct. Come on down like the price is right, my boy. Yeah.
California.
It's California. Both of those cats are from California. Yeah,
No
both
doubt
of them are
about
from
it.
California. You, my mans, get a shot. Check out the wheel here. He got a whiskey and pickleback. Shout outs to the Chop, man. Y'all know where to find us.
Well, that was awesome. Let's get it back here. It's time to talk about last week's game just a little bit more in detail. We want to break down, or not last week's, my fault. We want to break down this game that's coming up later on this evening, the Chiefs and the Bills. Right now, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have each won 4 games against each other, but Josh has never beat Patrick in the playoffs. He's never beat Patrick at Arrowhead. They did beat them earlier this year in Buffalo. But let's get into some of these things because you talked about the Patrick Mahomes things. There's a lot of talk right now
Hot takes.
that they want, the NFL wants the Chiefs to win. Lauren, I'll start with you. Is the NFL rigged, my man?
Stop it.
Thank you.
No. This
Brandon?
is a competitive sport. You are devaluing 22 starters, 53-man rosters, 32 teams, coaches, offensive coordinator. Man, if it's rigged, let me in, NFL. How can I help? Because I look better than some of these other QBs at times.
I think Brandon
Is
disagrees
it
with you.
rigged? No. Is it scripted? There might be some entertainment things going on there, but to say that these guys are Mark Andrews, I need you to answer this question. Is it rigged?
Right?
Come on, man. No.
Who drops the pass
The
on
answer's no.
purpose?
Hey man, why are you throwing this question on me, man?
Because
You know how I feel about
I
this,
know
man.
that you feel. Let's go.
As
Tell
a
the
gambling
people.
man myself, I feel there has to be there's something.
There's something.
There's something.
Okay.
And I can't put my finger on it. We obviously the contact is real, right?
Injuries are
The
real.
injuries are real.
Injuries are real.
That
right?
money being paid
The-
is real.
The
money's
being
real.
paid is
We think.
real.
We think.
But when it comes down to the most crucial situations, there's always a flag.
You can't cover my 40.5 yards. You're going to end with 40.
There's always
What are we
something on the
doing?
over. If you're trying to hit, what happens? Oh, man, yeah, we're not going to go for a field goal here. Yeah, we're going to take that. Man, Vegas runs something. There's something. But I don't know, guys. I
All
don't
right.
know. Why I say this? Because I'm a hurt 49er fan, okay? And the Chiefs broke my heart every single time.
Well, that'll happen.
Every time.
That'll always
Football's
happen.
a game of inches.
Yeah.
Until Vegas can pinpoint that far, they don't control nothing.
Right.
But the point spreads and the overs and unders, just it makes you question some things.
Jaden Daniels took a victory formation
I mean,
kneel
yeah, no
and
one saw
caused
that
me
coming.
half a yard.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Caused me half a yard.
It's definitely rigged. It's definitely rigged. All
I
right.
lost a lot of
Speaking-
parlays to this stuff.
Speaking of rigged, we went through a process where the Patriots, they just couldn't lose in the playoffs. They just won Super Bowl after Super Bowl. People wrote them off throughout the season. They weren't playing well somehow or another. They hoist the trophy at the end. I'm going to go to you with the Patriot jersey on. Are the Chiefs the new Patriots?
Absolutely. Will they double down like the Patriots did? No, but they're going to get a dynasty here, man. You have a Andy Reid. That's pretty close to Bill Belichick. He's the best coach in the league right now, is he
I
not?
think he
Andy
might be
Reid?
the best of all time.
ooh,
Andy Reid, you mean?
We'll talk about it.
Andy Reid.
We're
Andy
gonna
Reid.
talk
He's got to
about
be
it
the
in a
best
second.
coach in the NFL right now.
Can't complain. He's
So
he's
right now
facing
they are the
real-
modern day, and I will say, are they going to? They're on pace.
Okay.
They're on pace.
Are they the new Patriots?
I think they are. I think they are. My only question is there was a 10-year gap where they didn't win anything.
Mm-hmm.
And they still found a way to play tough, make playoffs. We haven't seen that yet. We're just on like the front end of this thing.
Honeymoon. We're on the honeymoon
It's a
still,
honeymoon.
for
the
sure.
Patriots have dominated for the last 20 years. The last 20 years. Think about that. What run is this? Just 2019?
Well, for that
It's
to
still
happen,
fresh. If they win the three-peat,
for that to happen, Andy Reid would probably 10 years. He'd have to be coaching into his 90s, and Patrick Mahomes will have to play well into his 40s. I don't know if either one of those things are going to happen.
I mean,
so they might just have to win as many as they can right now, right? And
Now or never.
Speaking of Andy Reid, some of you young folks that are new Chiefs fans might not understand who Andy Reid really is. Do some of you not know that Andy Reid took the Philadelphia Eagles also to 4 straight NFC title games?
Right.
Do you not know
4
that
of
he
them.
took the Eagles to the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb?
And lost.
Terrell Owens played with a broken leg and lost to Tom
And
Brady.
lost.
Do you not know that Andy Reid has been to
L
about
until Mahomes.
he has been to eight NFC title games?
L.
You can LLL all you like.
My man was Kyle Shanahan before
He
Mahomes.
was there. He was there. You can't minimize what Andy Reid has been to the NFL. You simply can't.
Absolutely
And
not.
without him and Patrick Mahomes coming together, we probably aren't seeing this Chiefs run that we're seeing. I think they're both perfect for each other. What do you think?
I do, man. I think it's a great relationship. But even before the Eagles, I mean, he developed Brett Favre.
Right.
I mean, we forget about that. 3-time MVP, Super Bowl champ. So he's had some stock in the game for a long time now. Granted, he did lose 4 straight with McNabb and the Eagles, lost the Super Bowl. But I think the relationship with Mahomes, also having that bridge quarterback with Alex Smith, I think that really
helps.
That really peaked his level, because if you remember, Alex Smith back in college had that zone read, speed option game, little trickeration. He was more athletic than what people gave credit for.
He was.
Right? So
Barring
maybe
the
that
injury.
rubbed off on Mahomes as far as being an athlete, but man, just seeing the precision time and time again, having the ability to make in-game adjustments, I think that just makes Andy Reid one of the top, if not the best, ever.
I'm with you, man. You
Period.
touched on the in-game
It's his
adjustments.
adjustments.
Yeah.
It's his
But how do you
adjustments.
channel that to the quarterback? We know what it's like. Taking your whole script that you worked on for 5 days to
Right.
go in and play a team.
Sure.
And then not halftime. We're
Right.
talking 2 drives in.
Drive.
Here's what we're going to do now. And it's
Right.
something you worked on 4 weeks ago or haven't even introduced yet. To be able to translate to your team and then Mahomes be able to get that to his guys, that's crucial.
amazing,
There's
man.
got to be a
Culture.
relationship
It's amazing.
there that
It's
we would love to
culture.
see.
It's culture for sure. Now, speaking
Some
of
Dallas
that,
don't got.
let's take it to the other side. Let's talk about the Bills for just a minute. Josh Allen, does he have to win this game to get his due respect, or if he loses, rather, does he get that he can't win the big game thing? And is that fair if he loses this game? If the Bills lose this game, is it fair to Josh Allen to give him the criticism that he can't get over the hump? Brandon, I'll let you start.
If it's fair for you to say Lamar, it's fair for him too. That's how I agree. I think Josh, it's
Okay,
now
I'll address
or never.
that in a minute.
I think it's now or never for Josh because I think you have a very good team. That defense has been a top 5 team since you've been there, right? It's now or never. They're depleted. It's now or never.
Okay, I'm
They're
gonna let you
not
go.
the strongest.
I'm gonna go last.
They're not the strongest Chief team that you've seen. They've won ugly,
Okay.
time and time again.
So the Bills are the strongest Bills team that we've seen?
No.
Okay. I was just
no.
making
I'm
sure.
saying the Chiefs.
Okay.
The Chiefs
Okay.
are a weaker version of what that.
And the Bills
19
aren't?
team-
I'm just asking. The Bills
They got a
aren't?
run game. Josh
Okay.
hasn't had that.
Okay.
Well, Josh has had that. Only
When?
difference is
last year.
the run game is half
That's
of
it.
him this year.
Well,
It's
yeah.
half of him.
I mean-
he had 12 rushing touchdowns in the regular season.
I mean, but James
People let
Cook
that
had
slide.
16 touchdowns too.
Yeah, 12. Your quarterback has 12. He's only 4 away
I mean,
from
that's
you.
like
Right? So here, I
What
want
is
to go
it,
back
Cam
where you
Newton
just said
yards?
Lamar, because if Lamar gets it, you said if
Like
Lamar
2-yard
gets
touchdowns?
it, then Josh got to get it, right? So when Lamar had 10-plus touchdowns, and you know, that was talked about. You know, MVP talk, get into it later. But Josh, no one's talking about those 12 rush touchdowns. Sure, they're tush pushes, they're whatever you want to call them. But he's running the ball. Look at the run he had against the Chiefs.
Oh, for
the
sure.
last time,
For
right?
sure.
So
There's no
he's part of the
question.
run game. He's part of 80%, I think, of all their touchdowns. He does what he's supposed to do. Yes, you play quarterback, but Lamar was he's sub 70. He's in the mid-60s between, right? So
Right.
you're looking at this team, and I agree with you on half of that. The Chiefs, this is the time, man.
It's the
They're on
time.
the end before they retool, but they
Yeah,
have to do
there's
certain
still
things,
babies there,
right?
some old
Josh
guys.
Allen, though, the Bills can still build. I think this is the start for Josh Allen. I hate to say that. They're in my division, and this is the start for Josh Allen. He's going to restructure. We know that because he's already done it once. He will restructure. He won't take all that money like some other guys we know about. He will restructure to get more guys in here, but it's showing
Right.
the guys that he needs are on the defensive end. He doesn't need Big
That's
Ten
true.
receivers. He doesn't need. He'll keep Cook, but is Cook serviceable? Possibly.
he still has Amari Cooper. Is he banged up?
I think he's just on. I mean, his
Keenan
career's
Coleman's
banged
still a
up.
great addition. Shakur's a great addition. Look,
Yeah.
they got some young, talented
Yeah.
guys, but I think
Absolutely.
right now it is now or never.
Okay,
for this team.
I'm gonna vehemently disagree with you.
Sure.
I kind of agree with you that this is kind of the start because I'll tell you what,
Now or never.
the roster got worse. Stefan Diggs left. I think when Stefan Diggs left, that took the air away from Josh Allen as far as taking that off his shoulders of I have to force the ball to this guy. This guy's in my ear every game. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. We saw it. He's gone. The offense is now a more complete version. Josh Allen is taking care of the football like we've never seen him take care of the football. He's maturing in the game. He's realizing when to take shots and when not to take shots, when to be reckless and when not to be reckless. I think that Josh Allen, if the Bills lose today, I don't think it's fair. I don't think that we poo-poo on Lamar Jackson for losing a week ago. We poo-poo on Lamar because he turns the ball over in the playoffs. It's not that he can't win. Stop turning the ball over. You will win. Josh Allen is running up against Patrick Mahomes, right? If he doesn't win, okay,
That
you
makes it
lost to
0-4
Patrick
against
Mahomes.
him in the playoffs.
But he's also the only.
Damn.
I
You know
get
how hard
you.
that is.
But
It's now or never.
Tom Brady did the same thing to many great quarterbacks, but Josh Allen is also the only quarterback in the regular season to really be able to beat Mahomes on a regular basis. So it's just a playoff. Now, if Josh Allen wins today, now we're talking about a whole different subject line around Josh Allen because he beat Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead, which just simply hasn't been done outside of Joe Burrow. So,
Side note, man,
haven't lost since
you said it
2021.
earlier. Manning, he got beat by a lot of Brady's in the playoffs.
right.
There's more Brady's now. You have
True.
Look at the AFC. So I'm with you. You turned me a little bit toward the now or never. Josh Allen's not gonna have. You're gonna have to face the Burrows. You might have to face
Your
the Tuas,
team.
The
new
everyone's
Jets.
coming up. You might get out of the man.
Yeah.
The Jets. They got Aaron and Aaron now, right? Is that something that's gonna stick around? You got Aaron
Yeah.
Glenn. You got Aaron.
Right.
It's,
You got a lot of good players, man. Good
it's hard to
teams.
get back
It's
to this
hard to
spot.
get back.
It's hard to get
It's
back.
now or
I agree.
never.
I agree.
With a young, talented team, let's go.
Well, let's go around the horn now. We're into the predictions. This game starts at 5:30, I believe. Brandon, who wins and why? And score.
Chiefs.
Yep.
They're gonna win, man.
Okay.
They're gonna win. I can never bet against Pat Mahomes ever. He's broken my heart many times, and I will never bet against him. I think it's gonna be another one in late game heroics where he has the 8th consecutive game-winning drive. Keep in mind he's still 100%, 7 for 7 on game-winning drives. Under 45 seconds left. and they're going to win the game and on their way to their third straight Super Bowl.
All
I'm
right.
calling it. Let's call it 31-28.
31-28 Kansas City.
I'm doubling down. I'm not even going to repeat everything you just said because I agree with it. Only thing I'll give you different is my score.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little more of a shootout. I'm going to go 35-31.
Okay. I do not think this game will be a shootout. I think the defenses will show up and show out in this game. I think both quarterbacks might come out a little tight. I think this is the year for Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia stand up. Bills win 24-21 on their way to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bills will win this game. Let's go, Bills Mafia!
Woo! You're the
Well,
only
here-
one.
Those are the same people saying the NFL's rigged, and they're rooting for the Chiefs. You're telling me the NFL's rigged, and you're rooting for the
sounds
Chiefs?
like a red kingdom.
Oh my
It's
goodness!
The
What
contract
in
is set
the
in.
world?
Mahomes gets it done.
Maybe,
All right.
maybe
Well, hey.
Oh, there it is.
What's up, Spider-Man?
Roman's in the house along with Alicia Nui. Welcome to the QB Huddle podcast. We are still live at Chop Sports. You've got the winner of the Bills-Chiefs game now, according to us. But next,
What's up, dude?
Lauren Morales wants to tell us why, as much as we all hate the Eagles offense and think it's the most boring thing that's ever been a part of the NFL,
I like it.
Lauren wants to explain why it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Tell us about it.
It's great. So I know I might ruffle some feathers, right? I'm a Spurs fan too, by the way. So fundamental is great, right? So, man, we got to go into it. Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, what he's doing, this is the QB Huddle podcast. What he's doing is masterful, okay? It's masterful. And a lot of people don't see that like we do because we know what's in between the, the eyes, right? So in the brain, what's going on. I love what Philly's doing. They benched Saquon, or else we would be talking about something totally different, a record being broken. He could have chased it. He could have got it. Might have an MVP change if that happens, correct? So, Jalen Hurts is doing something great, though, and masterful at the QB position, okay? Let's talk about it a little bit. This simple and boring offense that they're doing, the world sees nothing fancy. They see running the ball. They see a lot of times fullbacks, double tight ends. Oh, they're going to QB push it. Well, it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Does anybody remember that? 3 yards in a
Can't
cloud
stop
of
it.
dust. That's a first down,
Can't
right?
stop it.
That's a first down, right? So here we go. Jalen Hurts is managing his star wide receiver that everyone talks about that has emotional issues. He's a hothead. He's a loose cannon, right? Well, this year he's been under control. He's reading his book.
It's the book
He's
reading.
reading his
Man
book.
got a motivational book every time
right?
we see him on
I
the
would bet to
sideline.
say that book came
Yeah.
introduced to him from Jalen Hurts. You never know, right? So expect plays from 11 this week. Expect big plays from him because I do think that they're going to shut this running game offense down. He's got his running mate in the Slim Reaper, right? Devontae Smith is waiting. They're patiently waiting while Saquon, the new guy, is getting all the
Right.
action, right? So Smith and Brown are going to have to show that they're up for Jalen when he needs them. This could be the day, but in my opinion, you're hoping Saquon doesn't go over 100. You're hoping he has maybe under 20 carries because, with more productivity, it's more room to pop, right? More room to pop. So if Saquon 2K can get it done, they're going to win today. They'll roll over. But remember, y'all, 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
3 yards in a cloud
Listen,
of dust.
Saquon has had over 140 yards in back-to-back games versus the Commanders. If you think he's going to get stopped today, it ain't happening.
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
There's an incentive today. If he wins, he gets an extra, nice little break on that.
Take
Little
some
250,
extra.
little
There you go.
250.
He didn't break the record, so they need to break them off with
He's
something.
going to annihilate
For
that
this
record.
next conversation, I need XO to grab the mic and go out into the crowd. We're going to talk about this, the three of us, but then I want to know what you guys all think and let the QB Huddle people, the QB Huddlers, know what you think. Patrick Mahomes, right? We love to talk about legacy when we get around Super Bowls and playoffs. If Patrick Mahomes wins this game and gets to the Super Bowl and wins that, is he in the GOAT conversation, starting with you, Brandon Newey?
He already is,
He already is.
in my opinion. He's had the fastest,
Okay, wow. Already is.
to me.
Okay.
I mean, 3 Super Bowls already.
Okay.
He's passed Troy.
Yeah. No, he hasn't
Passed-
passed Troy. Troy
Oh,
has
excuse me,
3.
Troy got 3. He
Show
passed,
some respect.
He passed Manning. He passed the other Manning. He's passed Drew Brees.
Okay.
Right? It's a lot of good quarterbacks he's passed. He's
Okay.
passed Elway.
Okay.
Right? He's still
Rodgers.
young. He's not even 30 yet.
Okay.
Right? He's
Okay.
got a ways to go.
Okay.
And he's about to go to his 3rd and win the 3rd straight.
He's
Super
gonna win
Bowl.
it.
I
Okay.
think
He's
he's
gonna
going to
win.
And if he does win, how can you not put him in the GOAT conversation?
Okay.
I'm going to stick to on pace. He's on pace.
I like that.
You see it. You see it.
I like
He's
that.
on pace.
On pace.
But you can't. I need more hands. My bad. I need more hands.
I mean,
right?
think
you
about
can't count how many that there are.
Right,
think
right,
about it.
right.
And he left his team.
It's a
He
three-peat.
left his coach. It is hard. You know, that is one level up, right? You talk about Jordan did it, right? Basketball, Jordan did it 6 for 6, right? But Mahomes has a chance to be on pace and ahead of pace in the next couple years. I'm with you. There is a lot of lull that's coming. We know the downfall after the 3 to 4 year span in the NFL. Speaking of that, XO, we're going to jump to him in a minute, but he said it before. The timing of quarterbacks and Super Bowls has to align with the rest of the roster. The money has to add up and everything like that. So he is on pace. He is on pace. But let's get out to him. Let's see what these guys think.
Hold on, because I have to
Here you
answer this
go.
question myself.
Love it.
And the way I'm going to answer it is this: there are guys in generations that come along that just seem to win no matter what. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Gretzky, Mahomes is in that list. Is he GOAT yet? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he at least has to have 4 to be in the conversation.
Well,
If
he
you're-
about to get it.
He's on pace.
What do you mean?
He's on pace, as my partner Lauren said, he's on pace. But in my opinion, if you're not at 4 to at least have tied Joe Montana, you cannot be in the conversation yet. But you're on your way.
That's respect.
Lauren, see what the crowd has to say.
What do we got out there, XO?
What do we have out there?
Okay,
what do
listen,
people say? Where's our
Look at some
camera
football
guy?
heads over here. I mean, it's kind of serious. The debate really turned up when y'all started that question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
we
you
like
didn't
debates.
hear,
That's what we're here for.
is Patrick Mahomes already in the GOAT conversation? Somebody got a take on this?
Don't everybody be shy.
100%. I mean, the guy's done everything. If you look at what he's done so early in his career, I mean, it's unquestioned. Like he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He will be the GOAT. He's consistent. He's the most clutch quarterback that we've ever seen.
Say it.
I can't speak more highly about him. Man, the guy is incredible. But absolutely, he will be the GOAT.
Anybody else? Because I will say, from a football standpoint, Mahomes has more than just the resume. He has the eye test that a lot of the other quarterbacks did not have. You looked at Tom Brady for a while, it wasn't about him being the best quarterback, but Mahomes passed the eye test. So I asked the question, is Mahomes already in the GOAT conversation?
Can I ask you a question? Talk to me. Who's Mahomes without Andy Reid?
Mahomes, we'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But when you look at the best quarterbacks who've ever played the games, they're always tied with a really, really good coach, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Come on.
He proved it. I think he might have something to say over here.
We need to get that microphone.
I'm going to send my
This is heat, though.
Okay, y'all. Look, this debate brings us to my next trivia here. Okay, all right. This debate brings us to our next trivia. We talk about GOATs and we talk about winning rings, right? When I talk about the stats of who has the most passing touchdowns, who has the most passing yards in the NFL, who is the top quarterback who does not have a championship ring?
We got to take her. We got to take her.
He threw his hand up quick. Who is the top quarterback who does not have a ring for the chop wheel? Are you ready to spin this wheel, my man?
I gotta say Dan Marino.
That is correct. Dan Marino. Dan Marino, all the accolades, all the stats, all the times he almost got there, he never got a ring. He's the Charles Barkley of the NFL. I'm going to send it back to the boys over there, man. Come down and get your shot, my
We got trivia.
boy.
We're going to get that shot for him. Yep.
Shots.
Here we go.
Shots. Well,
Shot
congratulations.
Come on.
We're going to the trivia.
I'm going to need to pull up the chat for that. My man's about to spin the wheel. We over here at the chop. There's
All
some
right.
interesting selections here.
We'll give it a good spin now. There you go. It's got to go around at least once or twice.
Round and round and round we go.
What'd he get?
Diablo's candy shot.
Candy shot. Welcome to the
It's
candy
a Mexican
shop.
candy shop.
blue and
Those
red,
are
though.
nice.
What you not?
In
Those
Bill's
are
fashion,
nice.
it's blue and red.
All right, back to the guys, man.
All right, well, we're back here now. Folks, we have a very special guest. We have UFL coach, the quarterback's coach for the DC Defenders, Coach Harris. How the heck are you, Coach?
What's going on,
Great,
man?
man. Hey, I appreciate being here amongst you guys again, man.
We back.
Hey, we've had so many times and fun, doing this thing with the podcast, of course, and here we are again, right?
Well,
sir.
you've certainly been a friend of the show, and we appreciate you coming on. Now, you guys aren't quite in for camp yet. You live here full time. Tell us a little bit about the DC Defenders, the UFL, and what's in store for the spring football fans.
Yeah, we're excited about the league coming back up again this season, and going on the third year, merging with the XFL now the UFL. We're excited about it, man. Coaches get in here on the 27th. On the 24th of this month. Players get in on the 27th, and we look to kick off on March the 3rd with camp.
And who's your first game?
We open up with the champs, man, Birmingham.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
why
Love
not?
it. Love
Why
it.
not?
Why
Why not?
Yeah.
Tell us about your quarterback a little bit. This
Yeah.
is the QB Huddle podcast, after all.
Hey, yeah, right. This is the QB Huddle part of it, man. And Jordan Tamu, man, he's been working extremely hard. My first year having an opportunity to work with him, and he was the player of the year that year, MVP of our league, and we got a few guys that we've looked at and had an opportunity to come in and replace some of our backup guys. De'Eric King has been with SMU, being the quarterback coach now. So I'm excited for that for him, So, but all the other guys, man, they were working extremely hard, so we're excited about it.
I got a question around that as well, man. When you said the merger, that was huge. It's huge, right? I think more things should happen like that, so the teams don't, at my level, semi-pro, teams will fold instead of merging with another team to try to create something better.
Yep.
Any new teams after the merge was successful? Any new teams? Any expansions? Is anything around the corner?
Yeah, that's been something that's been talked about amongst the league. I don't know where it's going yet. That's above me right now.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? All I do is coach the quarterbacks, man, and get those guys ready and be ready. Be ready for an exciting game that we're about to face, and get them prepared for camp. But for the most part, there's been talk of expansion. We're excited about that part of it as well. What the merger did, though, it made the league itself so much competitive, and
Absolutely.
so now you get a chance to really see the talent pool of guys that come from the NFL, and you put them on your team, guys trying to get back into the NFL, and so that's the big part about it, man. The talent pool is unbelievable.
And now you guys are really different in the UFL. While everybody kind of lives here, but everyone has their own home stadiums. Kind of tell the fans what is that like? Give them a little insight of what these players go through on a weekly basis.
Yeah, so I think when the XFL first started up again, The Rock and Dana and the other part of the ownership, they wanted to make sure everyone had the proper treatment, the proper nutrition, the proper strength and conditioning, everything. So that was the whole reasoning for bringing it here in Arlington. And so when they did that, it wasn't no rush to, get back to your own market type deal. It was more so, let's sustain the league. And so by meeting with the NFL and doing things like that, it was huge for them to understand why this league was important. You think about the G League, right? And then you think about AAA baseball,
Right.
AA, minor league, farm league.
Full farm system.
All that stuff, man, it matters for because these guys are game ready. You know what I mean? So it was important for them to do it this way, and to also make sure that everyone was getting the proper things they needed. And so I appreciate it for sure, because for the sustainability.
And how long have you been now with the Defenders? Is this going to be your third or fourth
Yeah, this is
season?
going on my third season.
All right, so
Yep.
real excited. Everyone's going to. When does camp start?
Yep, camp start March 3rd.
Okay, and the first game is against Birmingham.
Birmingham
Is that,
Stallion, man. the
Where's that going to be?
champions. Gonna be in D.C.
Going to be in
Audi
D.C.
Field. Yep. Let's get rowdy in Audi.
I'm
Yep.
still waiting for my plane ticket to a D.C. game.
I got one more for you, man.
Yeah.
Success stories, man. You say this is like a second chance for some of these guys. These guys have either were there, they weren't there, they made it,
Yep.
didn't get drafted, things like that. This is an avenue. You know, it starts down at the bottom, man. COVID really reset the game for a lot of athletes, right, that are still grinding, trying to go to different parts, overseas, Canadian. Well, we got one now here in the States, right?
That's
UFL.
right,
So
yeah.
any success stories from your particular team that have gone and got shots in the NFL now or are retained and now they are back in the NFL?
Yeah, man. I tell you, there's a lot of guys that have been amongst our team that have gotten that opportunity back. And, you know, in 2020, when the league had to pause, it was at an all-time high, the XFL at that
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, stadiums was filled, all that stuff. And so when the pandemic happened, it put a pause on a lot of stuff, hurt a lot of guys, you know what I mean, that having that opportunity. But some guys did benefit from it. Where we are now today, I mean, there's about 8 guys that I can name off from our team only that had gotten that opportunity back to get back to the NFL. Guys who were practice squad guys who, you know, did a good job 2 years at the organization they were at, but now they came to us, got an opportunity to not just play practice, but play games against other professionals. So now those guys are benefiting. I mean, you talk about a guy like Chris Blair, who's now with the Falcons, who towards the end of the year this past season had an opportunity to be active. Lucky Jackson, another wide receiver we had, that did some really good stuff. Liam Ryan, offensive lineman that we had, did some good stuff. You know, Abram Smith, our running back, did. I mean, all these guys, man. On the defensive side, I mean, we had a few first-round draft picks, you know, on our side. DeAndre Baker was a first-round draft pick to the Giants.
Nice.
And he came to us, and then, you know, as a DB, got an opportunity to get back, you know. So, I mean, it's so many guys that I can name from our squad that, you know, that just came to us and had that opportunity, man. And guys from other teams. You know, DiNucci was here. And then with Seattle, I mean, he lit it up, man. He was throwing the ball all over the yard and then got an opportunity to go back to Denver. So, I mean, you look at those guys, you know, A.J. McCarron, another quarterback who was big-time name, you know, that with St. Louis.
Chose to play.
Chose to
play in
yes,
the league.
You know, for his kids to get them opportunity to see him play from that standpoint. So, I mean, there's so many guys, man. Every team in our league are filled with guys that have played in the NFL and have an opportunity to showcase their stuff and get back in it.
So I could pick his brain for hours. So I got one more,
Yeah.
and I will stop because I could do this for days, y'all. Right?
this is
I
great.
play in the levels lower, and then where do you scour to find any athletes, or is it all kind of strictly focused on the NFL driven, trying to get them back? But I know a lot of arena ball players that are still trying to make it. Do you look at these guys?
We have one here in the
We
house,
have one
actually.
literally to your
Yeah,
left.
sitting right over there.
With the
So do we
Arizona
scour
Right.
for these guys? Do we look for these talent? Is all talent, you know, looked upon? Like, what's the scouting like for you?
Yeah, so even with the Arena Football League, I know there was a partnership with our league that went through the IFL before, and to where we pull guys from to have that opportunity. And there was a time to where, you know, hey, guys have come out and compete. We've brought guys on with us before from the IFL, and you know, there's been DeAndre Francois.
Yep.
He was one of my quarterbacks last season.
Played at the
He played in indoor,
FCL.
yeah. So, you know,
Championship
those
league.
guys. I mean, we look at all avenue, man.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great. You know,
we
there's a
look
lot
at
of people out there that not all paths are the same.
Yeah.
So if they want to try to trace a different one, it's just good that the UFL is willing to. I mean, the road into the UFL sounds like it's
No
not
doubt.
just the draft, or y'all got eyes everywhere.
No doubt.
So that's
yeah,
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
Now,
The
Coach,
league
I
is for
got,
opportunity.
I got something for you here because when it first broke out, we saw a quarterback by the name of P.J. Walker literally transcend for this league, won MVP, then just so happened got an opportunity and played some NFL games and managed to still be on a roster. He was with the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you see, let's just not be biased because you're a team, but which quarterback do you see having that same success that P.J. Walker has had in this league?
Yeah, right now,
Who's
man,
the sleeper?
who I would hope for is, of course,
Of
Jordan.
course, right? Of course.
I mean, this guy is pinpoint accurate with the
Yeah.
football, man. And, he's had his issue, and it sucks because, he's had a situation with his knee. And so, teams have decided to stay away from him for whatever reason from that standpoint. But this guy he is ice cream cold, as I
Yeah.
would say.
Well,
man.
I'm excited to watch
And
him.
so-
especially
Ice
during
cream
the,
cold. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
it. I like it.
Ice cream cold.
I like
Ice
it.
cream cold.
Yeah,
I like
man.
it.
So
Might
he-
have to be a segment. Who is ice cream
Yeah,
cold?
better than your
He's
Sundays.
legit.
Sunday
He's
dish.
legit for sure, man. He's legit. So, let me say this: there's guys on other teams that has done a really good job for their teams and all that stuff. So, we'll see. Hopefully, get that opportunity again. And the league is, as you see it, we all look at it now today. There's an opportunity for a lot of these guys.
Well, I'm glad you're up here because I want to ask you a question. We kind of skipped this subject just to have you up on the panel.
Yep.
And it's going to be about Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
Now, we know
Love
he's
how you
using the
said it.
VR, right? He's using that to train. He might be the only guy doing it. He's been labeled to some as quarterback 2.0 because we've never seen a guy as athletic as him be that comfortable in the pocket this early on in their career. Is he the next wave? Are there more quarterbacks like him coming out?
I think there are. I mean, as you look at it, because you talk about a guy like C.J. Stroud from last season, Jaden Daniel this year, for what they have done, they kind of, they set the table for how it should be in the NFL. If you want to take your career to another level, there's so many young quarterbacks that go into the NFL that's very athletic and still try to rely on their athletic ability and
Right.
not use their mind.
Exactly.
So C.J. Stroud, who's very athletic and can run with the best of them. Jaden Daniels, the same thing, but they choose to use their mind to play the game the right way. So you talk about the guys like Shador that's coming out here pretty soon. Cam Ward that's coming out pretty soon here, and just down the road at Texas, what's his name? Ewert.
Oh, Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers, yes, a local kid. Those guys got to understand that you have to play with your mind more so than play with your athletic ability, because you got defensive end that's 6'5", 300, 6'6", 6'7".
Running the
That's
4.6.
running
Can
a
run you down.
4.3, 4.2.
Period.
Those type of dudes. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
you got to make sure that you play with your mind more so with your athletic ability.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you coming on. We're looking forward, as we did last year, to watching
Absolutely,
UFL.
man.
We look forward to talking to you more throughout the season. And now we're going to transfer. We're going to get to my editorial. It's my turn to talk about this guy right here, Mr. Josh Allen. To me, one of the quarterbacks that just
Oh, boy.
doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Oh boy.
Let me clear my throat for this. Listen, Josh Allen has a lot to overcome in Buffalo, folks. First and foremost, everyone is leaving the table. What is happening? This is clearly just my editorial. Josh Allen has to overcome a lot in Buffalo. First and foremost, the playoff failures of the Buffalo Bills. Folks, they lost 4 Super Bowls in the 90s. Yes, I remember because I'm that old. 4 Super Bowls in a row. The franchise really seems cursed. Josh is the one that can do it, though. He's always been compared to Lamar Jackson, and my own podcast partner, Brandon Newey, who was right here a minute ago, he says that Lamar is worlds better than Josh Allen. So I'm going to take you behind the numbers and maybe make you a little surprised. Josh has a 63.3 completion percentage. Lamar boasts a 64.9. That's not worlds apart. Allen has thrown for 26,434 yards. Lamar, 20,059. Also, much better for Josh Allen in that stance. Allen has thrown 195 touchdowns, while Lamar is at 166. Here's where Lamar has been a lot better. Turnovers. Allen has 84 career turnovers. Lamar just 49. Now this year, Josh Allen has turned the corner, and he's no longer turning the ball over at that rate. This is going to shock you. Josh Allen, he's been sacked 189 times. God, that's a lot. Lamar's been sacked 192 times. That's more for those of you that can't count. I know rushing's going to play a part of this, and we all want to talk about the rushing. Allen, 4,142 yards and 759 attempts, boasting a 5.5 yards per carry average. Lamar, 6,173 in 1,000 attempts, boasting a 6.1 average, a little bit better, but not worlds apart, as I would be led to believe by Brandon Newey, who's not sitting here right now. The gap isn't as big as many of you probably thought. Allen also has 65 rushing touchdowns compared to Lamar's 33 rushing touchdowns, and they both have lost 26 fumbles. All in all, Josh Allen deserves his respect and deserves to be praised with the other elite quarterbacks in the NFL. There's only about 5 of them, folks. And yes, this might just be Josh Allen's time. I appreciate that. Now we're going to transition.
Yeah,
And
I
we
got
got
someone here with
another
me.
special guest.
Got someone here with me, man. I was scouring.
Whoa.
Look what I found out here, dude.
Right?
Look what I found.
We've got
Look
a
what I
quarterback,
found.
a friend of the show. He's been on the show before.
Yes, sir.
We got
Yes,
Trip Harrington here. He was an ex-Frisco Fighters quarterback, now headed to Arizona to play for the Arizona Rattlers. Tell us a little about yourself and where you're headed.
I'm originally from North Carolina. I've been living in the Dallas area for about 2 years now, ever since I left college. Went
Okay.
to university. I met Coach Brandon about 2 years ago when I was coming out, and he's been my quarterback coach ever since.
So Coach Brandon, who
Product of a
left
Newey.
Yeah, we got a lot of Newey
There we
products running around the
go.
DFW
So how you like it?
Metroplex.
Is he hard to be around? You know, is he hard on you?
Nah, he's a great coach. You know, he talks to me like I'm his younger brother. If you say, he coaches me hard. You know, anytime it's time to work, you know, he'll call me. I'll call him asking for work. So
Is he a QB whisperer?
yeah, he's definitely.
Or is he just loud?
That was
Is he
a hesitation.
Is he just loud? Is he just loud? That's what it is.
Nah,
Not much whispering going
No,
on,
no,
huh?
He does a great job coaching for sure. Like he's taught me a lot in these 2 years that I've known him. So I definitely appreciate it.
So you said ex-Frisco fighter.
Yeah, so
Where you headed?
Just last year you were with Frisco, were you not?
Yes, sir. So the team folded, unfortunately.
Yep, we saw that.
Common in arena.
Right.
Well, they haven't folded, right? They
But-
suspended
Yes.
operations.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
To be
yes, sir.
fair.
It's smart. Regroup. Don't put a crappy product out there. you know?
Right.
But if we're being honest, I probably wouldn't have been back. Just certain circumstances. I got a lot of calls from other teams.
That's what we want.
Right, and then when Arizona called, they had just won a championship, and I'm a football junkie, so I've known who the Arizona Rattlers were since I was a youngin'.
They're one of the longest arena
Right,
running teams
right,
out
right,
there,
right.
IFL or A1. Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
So when they called, it was a lot of teams offering a little bit more money and stuff like that, but just to have opportunity to play for the Rattlers, and then that's a professional organization. So being with them, that could elevate me to the next level possibly.
That's great, man.
When are you leaving? When are you leaving to Arizona, and what are you anticipating once you get there?
Camp is on the 14th. I'll probably be out there 3 or 4 days early just to go, talk to the coach, maybe just see Arizona.
Oh, I love it. That's the
awesome.
quarterback.
Yeah,
So we're gonna get some live tapped in coverage while you're out there, right?
for sure. I mean,
Just a little bit here and there.
Not for sure. I mean, I can probably send y'all some tickets.
Hey,
Oh, we
look
like
at
tickets.
that.
Hey, I'm in Arizona all the time now.
Okay.
One of our producers, Mark Watson, is in Arizona. I love to play golf in Arizona. I'm there quite often, so we'll look you up. We'll definitely have to come through a game, a little bit of a
I
golf
love
trip.
arena. We love arena.
Right.
It's just-
Now, I understand you're a Chargers fan.
Sadly.
Now, listen, I'm a huge Jim Harbaugh guy. Obviously, he's a Michigan guy. I'm a Michigan guy. Love Harbaugh. Love Herbert.
Right.
But what happened? I never expected them to lose to that Texans team. So, as a Chargers fan, please tell me what happened.
Going into the game, I felt pretty good. I thought we were gonna run the ball. Do it, like not put everything on Justin Herbert's shoulders. Honestly, I just think he had a bad game. He started pressing towards the end. He needs more weapons for sure. I would say that.
When 80% of your yards go to one man.
Right, exactly. That
Right.
I
And
watched,
I'm with you. Why didn't you run J.K. Dobbins?
I don't know.
we don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm not the coach.
I understand. So Chargers fans, so who do you got? We're talking a lot of Chiefs, back and forth. Let me just break it down to what the real question is.
Yeah.
Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes today?
Before I'm a Chargers fan, I'm a football fan, so I'm gonna go with Mahomes for sure.
My man.
You know what I'm saying?
My man.
Mahomes he's been doing this, and I'm not gonna doubt him.
All right. Well, hey, let's get into the crowd. We got some trivia. XO, you are up, sir. Let's get back into a little bit of trivia because we just got a little bit of this show left. A little bit of breakdown on the game
Okay.
that's about to start. Go ahead, XO. What you got
Okay,
for
we're
us?
back on the trivia, guys. I got another good one for you. we talk about wins, but there's one team that's been to the Super Bowl and has lost the most. Okay? He threw his hand up quick. Who has lost the most Super Bowls?
Buffalo Bills.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. They lost 4. There is one team that has lost 5 Super Bowls. Without looking it up, what team has lost the most Super Bowls? Both. Yeah. I will even give y'all a kicker. There's 2 teams. One of that, the Patriots and the Denver Broncos. That is correct. Nobody won the shot this time for the wheel.
Let's do it again.
New question.
Let's go to the other side of the bar. Get away from these.
We're in the shot winning.
Go
We're
to
in
the
the
other
shot
side
winning.
Of the bar. Other side of the bar.
We
You
gonna kill
people at
y'all
the
on the other side of
bar.
this bar.
Answer a trivia question for free shots. Here,
get involved.
Here comes XO. Pay attention to what's happening.
All right. Here at the Chop, this is for a free shot. This trivia question here. Jaden Daniels, one of the big stars of the weekend. You might know him from LSU, but he was at another college beforehand. What college did Jaden Daniels attend before he was at LSU?
Can we give him a hint?
For the shot.
Same
Anyone
colors
on
as
this
Commanders.
side?
They're from the great
No.
state of.
You know it?
I believe Mr. Tripp. Oh, we got some crash players.
You know it? I've been heavy on this side, so if you know the answer, we're going to come to you. No, come on. We're going to bring it to you. We're coming to you. We're coming to you. Yeah. Where did Jaden Daniels go to college before LSU?
ASU, Arizona State.
That is right. Arizona State with Herman Edwards.
Shots.
You get a chance to spin the wheel.
Someone want a shot?
At the Chop.
He probably recruited him.
I did.
That's cheating.
Fire and ice again. Back to the boys.
Fire and ice. Back to us over here. Back to us over here.
We need to grab that mic from XO so we can give it to our guy here, Brandon.
Welcome back.
I certainly want Brandon. I want you to talk to Tripp here. Brandon, it's the night before Tripp leaves for Arizona, and I want the crowd to kind of get into the earpiece. What are you saying to him before he takes off to Arizona and takes his shot to be the starting quarterback for the Arizona Rattlers? Coach Whisperer.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
wow,
Let's
you
do
guys
it.
just put me on
Right
the
here,
spot
too.
here.
Look, we got the best seats in the house, Tim.
seats.
Let's do this.
Tripp, do what got you in this position. You know what I mean? We know your story, but honestly, be consistent. Don't be a celebrity QB, right? Go back to those 11 commandments of a quarterback, right? Dial in those things. Do the little things right every day. Be the first to show up, the last to leave, right? I need to talk up a little bit more, but hey, man, you've put in the work for such a long time, right? Take advantage of your opportunity because you never know when you're going to get it again. You know what I mean? And you've got to really embrace that moment, embrace that opportunity. Get with your receivers, get on the same page, right? It's on you now. There's no other coaches coming to, hey, man, you want to watch film? You want to do this? It's all on you, right? So you have one of the most historic arena franchises of all time, and you get to be in a spotlight that you won it last year, right? You got a little taste of that line. You got a little sample size, right? But now it's the opportunity to really seize this moment, okay? So, man, I'm proud of you. Just go ahead and do your thing. You know exactly what to do. Do what got you.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Right?
Woo, I'm ready to go.
Hey,
play.
are you talking to me? I'll play
Hey,
too.
man.
I gotta play
Hey,
too.
what-
Where do you get these? Where do you get these tips from? You know what I mean? Where can they go to get some of these tips, Nui?
Directly to my email.
Yes, there it is. There it
Please seek out
is.
Brandon
at
Newey for
outlook.com.
QB training here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Tripp, thank you so much for joining the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck to you in Arizona.
Yes, sir.
We're going to swap you out for XO because we got to get into this last game.
sir. Appreciate y'all.
I should
Thanks
say
for
the
stopping
first
by.
game on Sunday, Championship Sunday. Hey, guys, We are still here at Chop Sports McKinney. We are live up until kickoff just about. Make sure to get up here. There's still time to come up here and get some free shots. Watch on our YouTube channel or on the New Era Media. We appreciate New Era Media as our producer. Brandon Franklin does a
phenomenal.
great job. Mark Watson on the back end doing a great job. Sean Twix Edwards, part of the team. He is coaching some 7-on-7 right now.
Hope they're winning
So
right
hasn't
now.
shown up. We got
must
some
be
guys
winning.
in the audience. We got Tom Florence out in the audience, or Tom Hudgens out in the office.
What's up,
Audience.
Tom?
I said Tom Florence. I don't know why. But we got Tom Hudgens. If you don't know him, it's because you're not supposed to. He's classified.
There's a lot out here, man. We got some of my
Got my man
colleagues,
Devin
friends.
Quinn.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
We got some
Bernard Collins, we got the AGA in the building.
Some AGA in the building, right?
Yeah,
Woo,
Joe
this
Love, I
place
need you to
is
get some
live.
clubs so you can actually
Our
play.
local semi-pro team, Collin County
Bernard,
Crash.
I'm waiting on you. I got a
RVPs here,
golf
man.
bag
The
with
Collin
your name on
MVP.
it.
Monte Ruth is in the building from the Collin County Crash. Played at Iowa State, so welcome. Hey, guys, once again, the Collin County Crash are right here in the area. This
to
is
see
the
these games.
quarterback. I'm going to be calling the games on their YouTube game night.
All
so
live
be
stream.
sure to tune in
All
to the
live
live
stream.
stream. Brandon,
Isn't our
Franklin
producer,
takes
isn't he
care of
playing
that.
and he throwing the pads back on?
Are you
think he
throwing
still
the
got
pads
it?
back on?
I saw his live last
Uh-oh.
night.
Is he just a camera guy?
So serious. Yeah,
Maybe
you're
he
all-
won't. Maybe he'll
all
come from
serious
behind the
about
camera.
The camera guy's going to
All
play
right.
football?
Don't
Oh,
release
boy.
the secrets, you know.
Woo!
I'm still trying to recruit XO over here, but he said he might hang up the cleats, so
Well, hey,
I don't know.
it's Championship Sunday. We might be back here for the Super Bowl. We'll let y'all know, but let's get into this, guys.
Let's do it.
Did you know? I'm going to break down some stat for you real quick that I bet very few people in this bar or on my panel know. The Eagles and the Washington football team, Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, they've only played once in the playoffs. It was back in the 1991 season.
I was alive.
The Redskins, at the time, won that matchup 20-6. Randall Cunningham was the quarterback for the Eagles. Mark Rippon was the quarterback for the Redskins. Funny enough, they went on to beat the Buffalo Bills that year in the Super Bowl. So this could be history repeating itself
Oh, no.
today. They won that game 37-24. My wife says the 90s are coming back.
They are. Look at my pants, man.
Obviously, that's what's
Look at my
happening.
pants.
My man's
Definitely
got
back.
bell bottoms on next to me.
It's definitely back.
That's just a little. Did you know that, Brandon? Did you know that little nugget? Did you
No,
know?
I
Did you know?
didn't.
Did you
I
know?
didn't.
Did you know?
I was 2, Tim.
You were two.
yeah, I was
I
like
watched the
3 or
game.
4.
I was
2
a
years old.
grown ass man. I was in the military by then. I watched the game
Back
live.
in the leather helmet days.
Mark Rippon won a Super Bowl. That's really the takeaway.
The
here that we
90s,
should
though. The
take.
90s. So we're talking about probably Cowboys. Are there Cowboys fans in here?
Any
Any
Cowboys
Cowboys
fans?
fans?
Raise a hand.
Oh, there is some. There is some.
They
All
do
right.
exist.
I
my
figured
God.
I would. We're in the area. I'm not. I figured I would give them their shot.
All
So,
I've
real
seen
quick.
all I've seen on
All
the
those
internet
Cowboy fans.
is that all the Cowboy fans have become Chiefs fans. That's what I saw.
Hey, I ain't not mad at that
I mean,
either. Mahomes from
Sorry
Texas.
for your loss.
Texas, yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Yep.
sorry for your loss on that.
don't everybody yell at once, but can anybody tell me what the Kansas City Chiefs were before they were the Kansas City Chiefs? All right, we got a bunch of Chiefs fans in the building, so that's good.
It's okay. That's what makes
So
it
here we
okay.
go. We are 23 minutes away, Brandon. I'll start with you. We're 23 minutes away from the Eagles Commanders.
That's not enough time.
First of all, who do you think is going to win? Just off the cuff, who's going to win? Just give me a name.
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah, no score. Who's going? You know what? Forget that. Let me ask you a different question. What do the Commanders have to do to win today?
Give you a
Stop
harder
the
one.
damn run.
Okay.
Period. You gotta limit Saquon in back-to-back games. He's had over 150 yards in each of them.
Oh God.
There's a tale of two tapes with Jaden Daniels in his first game. He had multiple turnovers, but in the second game, he actually threw for 5 touchdowns. So which game is this? Which Jaden Daniels are you going to get? And can the 18th ranked defense of the Commanders, can they stop them? I don't think they do. But my brother Joe Love brought an interesting point.
What was
He
that?
really feels Washington is going to win this game. And a lot of second-year quarterbacks that are good, they end up going to the dance. And it started with Ben Roethlisberger.
This is the first year.
He's a first year.
Oh, God. See,
He's
it's a
first year.
Joe.
Yeah, buddy.
It's a lot. That's
It's
what
only
goes in
one.
the crowd.
It could be
It's only
first
one.
or second year.
It's only one,
First
but
or
think about
second,
it.
whatever.
It'll be the first one, but I just personally don't think they can stop Saquon after back-to-back 150-yard rushing games. I just don't see it.
That's fair.
Saquon
That's fair.
2K. 2K from
Where-
Saquon.
Where are you at, Lauren? Where you at?
I mean, it's a simple question, right? You said, what? I'm with you. Knew he's still in my shine today, still in my show.
Love it.
It's 200 yards on the ground and 2 TDs last week. Who are you trying to stop? Oh, we're going to limit Devontae Smith. No. We're going to
Some
stop
Chiefs
A.J. Brown from
fans.
catching 5. No. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Load the box.
Load
Thank
the
you.
box.
Oh, we got
Load the
X's and O's
box.
out here, too. So it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. We're going to stop this one Joe, okay? If you can stop Saquon, I think you at least stand some form of a chance to give your offensive guy, a chance. But if you go down and he's running the ball, 20 carries, 100-plus yards, like you said, 140, it's bad. It's bad news.
All right, XO.
I thought earlier this week the worst news was Deron Payne, star defensive tackle for the Commanders, wasn't playing. Because I was like, this is the game you got to play. You got to slow down Saquon. Oh, but hold on. The center, Cam Jurgens, for the Eagles is not playing now either.
Uh-oh.
Tush push problems?
Hold
Tush
on.
push
So
problems?
if you want to win this game,
Oh, man.
you need to be able to control the clock, control the time of possession. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do that without that center. It starts right in the middle of that offense.
Yep.
And Jalen Hurts is
Audible,
already
tush push.
Jalen Hurts is already a little shaky going into this game. Y'all see the jersey on right now. I'm not a fan, but I got the Commanders in this one.
You're a little early on the prediction. We're a little early
He
on the
dropped it
prediction.
in there just to drop one.
I wanted the early sprinkle.
Yeah, I bet.
So you
I
know.
bet. I bet.
My goodness.
This game, as a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan, I do not want to watch this game. I do not want this game to take place. I don't think this game should even happen. It should have been outlawed by the NFL, but it's happening. So here we are. I'll tell you what, there's one way to beat this team, the Eagles, and it's to take Saquon completely out of the equation.
They had
and
failed to
and
do
that
it.
doesn't mean stack the box. That doesn't mean stop the run, because you can't. That means score. Score, 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 and make Jalen and that Eagles offense be perfect, just like they did
He
to
has to
Detroit.
play perfect today.
Limit
If
their
you can
possession.
make them be perfect, and you can force Jalen Hurts to drop back and win the game on his arm,
Yes, sir, Tim.
it will not happen.
You talking,
Uh-oh.
Tim?
It will
He's
not happen.
You were
He's talking, but
Tim.
we're
Make him
forgetting. We're
throw it.
forgetting about Mr. Quinn. We're from Jurgen from the fans.
We
Jurgens
got-
is
we got-
active.
Hold on.
tush-
We got some fan
Hello.
interaction.
Active and beat up.
The tush push is activated. That's all I'm saying. 3 yards in a
and
cloud of
beat up.
dust.
I need you to go out
3
there. real quick.
yards and a
Go out
cloud
there.
of dust.
Go visit the fans.
Active and beat
Somebody
up.
go visit the fans. XO, go
go.
visit the fans. We got people raising their
There-
hands. They
there's
want
a
to tell us
lot
something.
of people
What
This
do
is
y'all
the
out there
game.
got to say
This is the
about
game.
this
Let's see what
game?
the fans.
Who do you think
Is
going to win?
anybody
We're
who's
gonna
a
give you
fan
our
of this
predictions.
game? Does anybody
And
have an
Washington
opinion
beat Philly.
in Cowboy
Ask the
country?
Dallas fans.
Who is going to win between the Eagles and the Commanders? Does anybody have an opinion? Who's that? Commanders, right?
The Commanders?
Right? Is it pure hatred in Cowboy country? Because, I mean, that's right. That's right. Y'all heard it here. The Commanders is winning.
Just him.
Commanders.
Nobody else wants to talk. All right. Well,
They're
we're
Dallas
back up.
fans. Why do they want to comment on this game?
Let's talk
they're
about
Dallas
it.
fans, huh?
Let's talk about it. We talked about the Eagles.
What's your take, Nard?
Jalen
Huh? The Commanders, huh?
Jalen Hurts. Lauren, I'm going to go to you because you brought up the Eagles.
Yeah.
Is he overrated or underrated?
He is, I'll tell you right now, he is right where he's supposed to be. Does he make 55 mil, Nui? No. Does not. Will he restructure?
He makes a lot.
Probably. He does make a lot of
Makes a
money.
lot.
But
He makes a
due to the
lot.
market, that's why I said he's on pace. He's earning it. He's earning his money. Look where he's
Absolutely.
at. Look where he's at. So is he overrated, under? I think he's right where he's supposed to be. Does he get a lot of hype, if you will? Sure. But he wins games. He wins games since he's been here. He's got the best agent out there. Sorry, they make money. That crew that he's got, they make money. So let's just see what's going on here today. I think he gets 2 rushing touchdowns. Sure, there'll be tush pushes, but Jalen's going to get 2 rushing touchdowns, and people are going to say they were 1 yard. Whatever. 2 tubs is 2 tubs.
Overrated or underrated?
He's underrated. And the reason why I say
Love
this
it.
is because
Shots
your
fired across the
job,
bow.
because your job as a quarterback is to what?
Win.
Win. And what does he do? He wins. He wins, regardless if it looks ugly or not. He wins.
Okay.
He's got a great percentage. He doesn't turn the ball over too much. But in the playoffs, he rarely does it. And so right now, I think he is definitely underrated and undervalued.
Been to a Super Bowl.
Undervalued.
Been to
I
a
do
Super
too.
Bowl. Oh, he wants him for the 55 mil. He deserves 55.
You get him to a Super Bowl.
That's
you
the
win
market.
70% of your playoff games since you've been in the league. Yeah.
Multiple OCs.
Yeah, I mean the guy's okay. You think he deserves more than Trevor Lawrence? You think he deserves more than Justin Herbert? You think he deserves more than whoever?
Keep going, Tua.
I mean, we can keep going.
He don't make more than them.
Exactly, he doesn't make more than them. And the thing about being a quarterback in the playoffs is all about what? Consistency and durability, and that's something that he has done time and time again. And it's about time he gets some respect for it.
We're peeking at all these boards, man. We're getting closer to the game. You know, I just see a stat up on these TVs, man. Eagles won 9 straight games at home.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be tough.
It's all compiling against Mr.
And it's a
Davis.
divisional matchup. Don't you love that? The
Oh, it's
divisional
great.
matchup to go to the Super Bowl.
You can't ask for more.
That's
Because you've already
greatness.
played each other
Right.
a lot.
And you're 1-1.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
So the stakes is out, man. The chips are all in. I
It's-
feel
I
like
mean, it's-
Jalen Hurts has got to shine to win this game.
Could be
in
the
a
quarterback of the
league-
NFC East.
In a league full of Mahomes and the disciples, you know
Call
what I
them
mean?
the disciples.
And then you got 3 guys that are getting ready to go to hospice. You know what I mean? Those are the only other 3 that have won Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Russ, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. You got to figure out a way to rank the other guys, or at least say, is he good or is he not? And Hurts has now shown you he deserves to be in the conversation. Now look, he's not my cup of tea at all.
In the top 4?
He's not my no.
He's earned it. I'm
Top
with
10?
you. I'm
Yeah,
with
he's
you.
not my cup of tea at all. But if you
Mahomes
want to
on the
look
ground.
across the league, nobody's done anything.
Right.
Even the guys playing today, Josh Allen, he hadn't done much. But
It's
Jalen
Mahomes'
Hurts
world
has
and
some
we're living in it.
consistency, man.
Okay, listen here. We talk way too much about Jalen Hurts. And let me explain why. In the AFC today, we have 2 elite quarterbacks battling. 2 of the top in our game. 2 of the best quarterbacks today battling it out. On the NFC side, we have a guy in Jaden Daniels that might be quarterback 2.0 that we may put in that top 5 next season
I agree.
if he continues.
Yeah.
Jalen's not close to any of that.
No.
Jalen is a bus driver in the most bus driver sense of the word.
Right.
If they can't run the football, it's not going to work for Philly. And let's not forget that team is built off defense and running the football. Defense and running the football.
Listen.
I think we give Jalen too much credit because he plays the quarterback position. To me, he's not your traditional quarterback, and he gets away because he wins. Nick Sirianni, really good head coach. Probably
Yeah.
very undervalued, and that defense and run game runs it all. So he's the only quarterback of the 4 today that I consider a bus driver in these games.
How is he a bus driver in these
do you
not
rushed for
consider-
80
I just want to know how big that bus is. 'cause
Yeah,
we
I
can't
want to know
drive
how
it.
big that bus
We
is.
can't
He got-
drive it.
Yeah.
Do you not consider this one
I mean,
piece?
got a dually behind him.
He's had to change offensive coordinators year after
But
year.
it always stays the same offense.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
I mean,
doesn't.
typically it's
No,
a
it
run-based
doesn't. It's a
offense.
terminology.
Maybe some
He runs a
form of
lot of
variation.
No, it
RPOs,
doesn't.
and he'll
The
throw up 4 or
NFL
5
the
deep balls a
the
game.
NFL
Maybe 2
eliminated
or
the
3.
front handoff because of the offense they were running 2 years ago.
To have that
You
sustained
can't-
success,
you have to
and
like,
you had a new regime over and over.
Every year.
That's pretty good,
And
man.
it's
All right.
last time I checked, when he was in the Super Bowl, he had an amazing performance.
He played well.
He did.
He played well, but he didn't win.
He
Didn't
did
win.
not.
Speaking of performances, Saquon Barkley was the biggest probably transition in the entire offseason. And the fact that he went to a divisional opponent, Giants, you're a bunch of idiots. Congratulations for being the dumbest
played
team
yourself.
in the NFL. Does Saquon need to have the big game to win today? XO, I'll start with you and we'll just go down the table. Is it on Saquon for the Eagles to win this one?
Yes.
Simple.
Yes. Because when you get to this game, don't change anything.
At all.
Don't change anything. How'd you get there? Repeat.
Do what got you there.
Yeah.
So it needs to be on his shoulders.
And
Everything. It's
Absolutely.
unfortunate. Jalen Hurts coming off of a little bit of a knee injury. The
How does that
receivers, we
play?
haven't seen
Yeah.
those guys in a while. Saquon,
Right.
you have to go win this game.
You can go to New Era for this one. He'll tell you, run the damn ball.
Okay.
You gotta run
the
the ball,
ball.
man. It's on Saquon's shoulders, period. I mean, it's an automatic yes for me.
I mean, it's kind of a silly question. 100% it's on Saquon.
We
He's gonna
all
be the focus of
agree.
this. And
Wow,
they
for
gotta
the
take
first
him out.
time on the show.
I think he's actually the MVP. If you ask me, Saquon Barkley should have gotten it. Obviously, we feel it's going to be Lamar or Josh, and probably going to be.
MVP
MVP
or.
is
There
most-
ain't no or. There's no or.
There is an or.
There's no
There is an
or.
I've
It's
already laid
Lamar
out the
Jackson.
numbers for you. Of course,
They're
it
changing
is.
It's
Saquon's
no
number, y'all.
or.
They're changing Saquon's number from 2.6 to 2K.
Too bad you were emptying your bladder and you didn't get to hear all the great numbers.
I didn't need all
You
that.
would've loved it.
I know the numbers.
Now-
I peeked it all out for you.
Oh,
earlier.
okay, thanks.
Jaden is going through VR training this year. He's the first guy to do it. As far as we know, he's the only guy to do it. He's looked poised in the playoff games. Brandon, I'm going to come to you first. Is he ready for this moment?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. He's more than ready. I mean, the guy is watching film 1.7 times faster than normal speed. All right, so when he gets out there, it's already slowing down for him. Keep your footwork polished, make good decisions. Again, just like what Exo was saying with Saquon, do what got you there. Don't try to be Superman. Get the hell out of bounds, protect yourself in slides, sustain drives, and you'll walk away with a dub. I think he's ready for the moment. He's shown us time and time again late second heroics, right? The Hail Mary, the comeback versus the Eagles in late game to give him 5 touchdowns. I mean, dude, he's battle tested, and that team has been battle tested all year, and I don't think he shies away from the moment.
Yeah, what does it for me is he does it all. Everything you said, keep mine short, man. What he does it all with a smile on his face. And
Good
to
or
me,
bad,
to me,
or
that
different.
says something about you
Absolutely.
as a quarterback.
Right.
His mental is where it's supposed to be.
Right.
We talked on our draft. He was the most, we felt, NFL-ready quarterback. And look where we are. We're back to where we started. Now, don't get me wrong. I got to put it in there. He ain't here today, but Drake May is very, very good, y'all. He is a very
I
talented
think he's
QB.
pretty darn
but
good.
with a defense like Quinn, you know what he's got going on over there with the defense. I mean, the Commanders. That's what both is a defensive team. It's a defensive teams. Both these
I
guys.
said this last year on
Yeah.
the Couch Coach, man. The Commanders had some players, man.
They do.
They just
Their
needed
defense
a
is
quarterback, and look
extremely-
what happened.
They got a
Y'all
leader.
calling
They
me
got a
crazy
leader,
last year.
and they got a quarterback.
Y'all called me crazy last year for saying the
Mike is
Commanders
next.
Is he ready? Is he ready, XL? Is he
Man,
ready for the
they're
moment?
not.
Not for the football game, but is he ready for the moment?
Let me tell you this. In hindsight, when we look at this in about a month or two, I want y'all to reflect. This might be the best 2 years of quarterbacking from a quarterback under 25 we've ever seen. I know people are talking about, hey, this is the best rookie season, but we could even go back. You know, a lot of Heisman don't come into the league and just have this
Never.
great rookie year.
At all.
It don't happen.
At all.
You know what I mean? So he was so dominant last year, and then to come into this year, he's so ready. He's so poised when he steps on the field. Even when he's doing his interviews before the game, he looks like a kid. He just looks like
Very
I'm just going out there to
poised,
throw the
man.
ball
So,
around.
so C.J. Stroud had the downfall that everyone has. Could Jaden break the sophomore slump?
CJ lost pieces, though.
Yeah.
Crucial at times.
Yeah, but he still had a down year, and he still had pieces, man. John Mechie's a first-round pick. Tank Dell went down. I get it, but that's your third receiver.
I
You know,
get
Nico
that.
had a big
Yeah.
year. You had Schultz. All I'm saying is Jaden Daniels, could he break the sophomore slump?
Well, he's got to get through this year first. We're not,
He's
we're
all-
not even out of here yet.
We're talking about the first 2 years he
There's
could play.
just
It
some,
could be the
there's just
best.
some games this season to where there was a lot of wow moments, not just from the plays, but just the overall consistency. Like, he is not phased by the
Last
big
week.
moment.
Well, I'm going to take us back, and I think Jaden is probably ready for this game in this moment. I'm going to take everybody back to the Bears game, back in the middle of the season.
Okay.
This is a moment that, to me, changed the trajectory for both teams.
I'll give you that.
The Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. The Bears had that game won.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels comes in. He gets down the field with a couple of nice plays. He gets into a point where he can throw the Hail
Yeah.
Mary, and then he throws the Hail Mary. That win propelled them to a few other wins that were kind of close like that. While
Just like that.
it threw the Bears into a turnstile of garbage, right down to the bottom of the league.
yeah.
To me, if the Bears pull that game out, we might not see Jaden Daniels in the football in the
I
Commanders.
do
here.
not disagree.
Oh,
It was a moment in time.
That
I do
pivotal
not
moment.
disagree.
It was a moment in time
So
that
the Hail
changed
Mary
two
changed
franchises for that season dramatically.
It woke up Commanders fans who've been dormant for years.
Yes.
They said, no,
man,
maybe
we're
we
nuts.
got something
We got a
here.
chance. We
Decades.
got a chance. And when you feel like you got a chance, you become very,
Yeah.
very dangerous. Now, we say we have a chance, but here's one thing we haven't talked about. You talked about the 18th ranked defense. Guys, they are 30th against the run, the Redskins. 30th.
Oh, my
or, I'm sorry, the Commanders. They are 30th against the run. So to me, what I would say for
30th?
them, 30th against the run. How do they win today's game? To me, it's not about slowing the game down. It's not about stacking the box. It's not about run blitzing. It's about scoring as much as you possibly can, as
Take
fast as you
advantage of
can,
every
and put
drive.
the pressure on immediately.
Long drives, long, boring drives.
Hey.
This should be if you want to win, Commanders, this better be a very boring.
Bore me with
game.
completions
I disagree.
and third
I
down
want 7
conversions.
first downs.
Bore me.
See,
Every time.
you can't try to do what Philly's going to do to you. They're going to run the ball
gotta
first
you
down.
gotta
They're going to
score.
need to score.
Score,
Whether
score,
it's
score,
fast,
score.
whether it's big play. I think they need a couple big plays. They got to have big play availability. So you need McLaurin to catch, 35, 40 yards downfield to stretch it. You know what I mean? I think De'Ami Brown's going to be a crucial weapon for them because they're going to focus on what the other people. But you got to go with what you know. And right now what you know is score. Don't try to do anything different and dictate the pace of the game because Philly will do that. They will do that. So don't try to fight fire
They're
with
going
fire.
to suffocate you,
thought they did
man.
it last
If
week,
that
though.
run can pop off for at least 4 to 5 yards, it's going to be a long day.
I go to last week in
A
the fact
long day.
that the Commanders
I
were
said a
able
three-point game
to
myself.
take the run game away from Detroit by putting pressure on them, by scoring at an alarming rate to where, as the other offense, quarterbacks, we all know this, when you know that you got to be perfect going on the field, that little things get a little tight, right?
Pressure
it's a
bust
shootout.
pipes, man.
Now,
You got to
I've
put it
seen-
in Jalen Hand 40 times.
I've seen both of you play in shootouts and come out on top, so it's
Those
not
are
that it can't be
exhausting,
done.
aren't they?
We
But
had a shootout and knew he got me one year.
Yeah, that's true. I was
He
there.
did get me.
Hey, to be
46-41.
To
Won't
be
forget.
to be fair, I was the offensive coordinator
Damn,
of
I
that
didn't-
team. And we
It was
ran-
a great game.
Listen,
80
Was it
points,
Aztec?
80 plus points. No, I was
No,
with
it
the
was them.
Rhinos.
We ran about 3 reverse passes
Bro,
in that game,
that
just so you know.
was-
It
We
was a
scored on 2
shootout.
of them.
I
It was
remember
great.
that.
We'll get some film of
All
that
right,
one day.
Let's go. We got just a few minutes now before kickoff. Aaron Andrews is on the screen. They're getting ready. Let's go
Predictions.
to predictions.
They want
What's
predictions.
the question? It's going to take to finally convince Jerry Jones to hand over to GM SRC. Jerry's going to have to die before that GM gets handed over. And I'll pay for that.
Oh, there we
if-
go. Jerry's
my
helicopter. I think
goodness.
I heard his helicopter coming. You better watch out. Let's go. Let's do predictions. Let's do predictions.
Predictions. XO, start with you.
What you got, man?
You're
Predictions.
never coming back.
Last few minutes. Here we go. Saquon's taking the
Commanders.
tunnel.
Commanders by double-digit touchdowns.
Double digits.
Whoa,
Double digits. Lord.
I mean, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. Eagles by one score.
Eagles by 1 score.
By one score.
Okay.
Eagles win. Run game dominates 34-28.
Ooh,
All right.
scores, numbers.
I said the Commanders are going to have to win a lot to win this game. I've got the Washington Commanders winning this game 31 to 24. And that sets
So
up
we're
a
split.
repeat of the
Run the ball.
1991
Run the
Super
ball.
Bowl, where Washington takes on the Buffalo Bills. Bills Nation, stand up.
You're gonna have to stand up because you're the only one.
Crickets.
You're gonna have to stand up because you're the only one.
The Bills lost. We
He left that part out. He left that part out. The Bills went on to lose.
Again and again and again and again. And made a documentary about it.
This has been a tremendous opportunity for us to be here. Thank you to Chop Sports in
Appreciate
McKinney
it.
for allowing us to be here. Hopefully we'll be back sometime soon. Lauren Morales, Brandon Newey, XO, Jacob Dadamore, Trip Harrington, Coach Harris. We got New Era Media with the production.
AGA Golf
We've got
Group.
the AGA Golf Group in here.
Yeah.
We've got the DC.
The boys.
The UFL in here. We got it all. We've got a packed
misses
crowd,
and
drinking
Roman.
shots, getting drunk. Hey, you guys enjoy Championship Sunday. Let's go. Until next time, keep those chains moving, folks.
Peace.